Welcome to the UglyMugsPodcast. I'm your host, Quincey.
And your other host, Justin.
So today I have another Starbucks grind here. This one's the Morning Joe. It's their dark roast. I'm enjoying it. It works pretty well with my French vanilla. I don't have to put a lot of sugar in it. It's a decent cup for me. However, we got Justin over here with some tea. Doesn't seem too pleased with.
I am not pleased. It's Tangerine Dream by Sheffield. Last week I had the fruit. It was another fruit blend. Oh no,
Berry something.
Berry Magic?
Maybe.
I think it was Berry Magic.
We're going to make a list.
We're going to have to make a list.
Hey, somebody make a list of all the drinks we've tried and send it to us so that we don't have to make the list.
We lazy. But it's a green tea. It's not more fruit, but it does have that very, very subtle tangerine hit. I don't know.
So,
yeah, it's okay. It's not the best green tea I've ever had. Like, if it was Arizona and I just splashed a little bit of orange in it, I'd be better off.
Remember you had me do the energy shot thing?
Porto.
Yeah. I've got Ibotta, and they're doing a thing where if I buy one from Walmart, I get the full amount back on my Ibotta.
Oh, right on.
So I'll probably try one of the other flavors here in the coming week.
Because, I mean, we noticed a whole bunch. A little bit of an announcement. Seeing as last week I said it, today I'm saying it again. Tomorrow I will be at the Rio from 7 to 10. That is the 26th. Over at their new esports thing called The Wall. It is going to be about League of Legends, and it's mostly surrounded around ARAM. They're like, you can play the other modes, but ARAM is preferred. And I'm going to be there from 7 to 10. Notice a guy in a Punisher hat. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing I could really give you as far as how far I'll look. I don't exactly look any different than a plain Jane dude with a beard.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably going to be a bunch of dudes with beards.
There's probably going to be a few.
It's become the thing.
It's become the thing.
That's why I shave mine every now and then. I get bored being like everyone else.
Yeah, no.
So, yeah, we talked about this last week because we talked about a few different, I think it was last week, we talked about a few different esports things.
Yeah.
Let me know what you think of this. We'll cover it on the next episode and see how it was. This is their first time doing this, right?
This is my first time actually going to an actual
event.
This
is Rio's first one, right?
No, they've had one before. It's just
okay.
I had to work, and I was like, I'll see about if I can catch the back end of it. I was like, oh, never mind.
Okay.
But I mean, it's cool that this type of stuff exists.
Yeah.
You know, the Luxor has this very massive main stage looking.
They had a huge advertisement going down the side of the building for like a year or two
for MLG, and I'm like, wow. Well, I think it was MLG, but it was the red, white, and blue with the stylings in the middle, and I'm like, oh wow, okay, you guys are actually supporting.
It's becoming a big thing because people like it,
and even a few of the elder people of ESPN are like, why is this getting coverage? And some of the new people of ESPN is like, it's getting views. Shut up.
Yeah.
People are watching CSGO tournaments. People are watching Dota. People are watching League of Legends.
And we all like to watch people play games every now and then.
Yeah.
You put in the fact that it's a competition. You have people you can root for, people you can root against.
Yeah.
It's just kind of how sports work.
And it's not just US. You have it nationwide.
I mean, look what happened out here with Vegas just because we got a hockey team.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that I will admit, as soon as we got a hockey team, we backed it as quick as we could because we don't have a team out here.
Now, when he says we, he means we as in Vegas people, not we as me and him, because I honestly don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit, but I mean...
To be fair, I already liked hockey before, and I'm not from Vegas.
But you're a fan of what, Red Wings?
I like the Red Wings, and I like the Blackhawks.
Okay. But as for me, I was there for a couple of the games back when I worked on the Strip. I was there for a couple of the games, and I was like, okay, cool, go team. You know, we won both of the ones that I went to, and I was like, neat.
Yeah,
you know,
and this year, by now everyone knows they did not make it to the playoffs to make it to the Stanley Cup.
No,
this is the second year in a row. But this is also the second year in a row where they've almost they got really close. They got closer last year.
Last year was literally we got smushed in the finals.
Yeah.
We were literally hands grasping. This one quarterfinals.
Yes, it was the final set of playoffs.
We had the prelims.
If they beat the Sharks, they would have had to play. I think one more team. If they beat that team, I think they went into the Stanley Cup games.
So I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not entirely sure how it works.
But speaking of,
I'm better at baseball.
Yeah, you're better at baseball. I'm better at football. So and that's very low. But speaking of esports, League of Legends. I had mentioned that they had started up a comic book run with Ash, the War Mother. And I've read some of it online. They did allow me to read a little bit of it online, and it was really entertaining. It was actually a pretty good story. Their second set is going to be all about Lux and how she is the light of Demacia, that sort of thing. And what I can say is it's going to be a pretty drastic story, considering Demacia is a place that is left of no magic. Magic is like a strange thing. And so someone who is born of magic is the sister to someone who's like, magic bad, me Garen. And then, of course, you have... Oh, no, I forgot to mute my phone.
Okay, it was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen one of these days. I'm glad it happened now. But yeah, I'm glad that Marvel is doing this handshake with League, because not a lot of people know the lore of League of Legends.
I know nothing about it, so...
But does this cover here, and I'm showing him the very first cover of Lux, does it at least entice?
A little bit. So I don't want to say anything bad about the guys that did the cover. You've got O'Brien on this. You got Tan. You got Gadsden and Hanning. You've got they've done some stuff. They're not bad. The issue is I look at this cover and I'm like, oh, okay, it's League of Legends. Like, it doesn't explain anything to someone that doesn't know anything about League of Legends. It's a good looking cover. It's not a bad looking cover.
I think what it'll do is kind of lean you in, because this is an area that's pretty straightforward as far as what its practices are. It is magic bad, our way of thinking good. Here, let's teach you about what Demacia is and how much of a problem this strange war between them and the other nations
That's
is.
what you got from this cover, right?
That's what I got, but then again, I knew.
But you knew that. I look at this cover and I'm like, oh, a city's getting wrecked by this dude on the right. This dude on the left is like, I'm going to save it. The chick in the middle, I kind of get the feeling is like teetering good and bad. Like, that's what this cover gives me.
Okay. And this guy here on the right is Salus, or as I like to call him, Salad Man. And his ability is the Unchained One, which allows him to steal an ability from another in game. And his reactions to Lux, the one in the middle, is he is very manipulative. He calls her the Little Light, and he is trying to mold her. And even though he is in prison while this is all happening, so I'm curious on how Marvel and the writing of League actually writes out this lore, because as I said, I liked War Mother. You can go into it blind and it gives you a pretty good telling of a story that wasn't told up until that point.
Well, you'd mentioned that they had put up the first couple for that one up so you can see it. They did that for this one too. If you go to the Twitter page, you can actually read the first couple pages of this.
Okay, let's go on to another thing while I look this up.
So you can get a feel for this one also before you buy it. So anyone that isn't in the League yet, if you want to get a feel for these before you go and buy them, they are putting a little bit of them out there.
Yeah, I'm find it right now.
He's pulling it up right now. That I don't think is right.
No, that's not right.
So I like that Marvel does that. I like that. What's the company? Riot Games.
Yeah, Riot Games.
I like that Riot Games is
even
doing
though they
that.
only have one game.
Yeah. I like that they're kind of giving you a little bit of a taste, because I think they understand not everybody knows League. Yes, League is a huge thing, but there's people like me that know absolutely nothing. You said Lux, and all I thought of was like white and light. You know, I don't. I'm not thinking.
Yeah, and your new pet is named Lux,
but that's because of what the word means, not because.
Yeah. Son of a bitch. We'll find it in a little bit, because there's a lot of like misleading. Oh wait,
right here, yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it's on
League of Legends EU's. It might be on NA's as well.
Yeah,
but...
it might be on NA's as well. But EU's got a video showing you the first couple of pages. These are all without dialogue, though.
And that's fine. I'm okay with it.
The artwork looks nice.
The artwork does look very nice. It does do some good setting up.
Marvel's normally pretty good about picking good writers and good artists, and I'm sure Riot's bringing people over too.
Now, for people who know League, I'm curious where J4 stands in this. J4 stands for Jarvan the Fourth. He is supposed to be next in line for the crown of Demacia. I'm curious to know where he stands in this comic book set, because you have a lot of Demacians. You have a lot of Demacians in this city. So, as someone who knows some of the lore, I want to know how their interactions are with Lux, or their interactions are with just Demacia in general. Because let's see, Jin Zhao, Galio, of course you got Garen and Lux, you got Salad, I don't know. Is Lee Sin? Oh, Lee Sin I think is a wanderer. But even still, you have a lot of characters in this world already that's meant for this. I'm excited, and it comes out May 8th. So again, super excited.
For those of you that maybe are League, oh, he's flipping out. Hold on.
Okay. Go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
For those of you that maybe League people looking to get into this that aren't comic book people, I highly doubt there's very many of you, but anyone who isn't a comic book person, understand new comics come out on Wednesdays. So that's why May 8th. What?
Okay.
He's staring dumbfounded at the screen, giving me nothing.
A little bit. Okay, so there was a teaser that said Yumi Champion Spotlight, and it was like an oopsie from a League of Legends person, the Skin Spotlights channel, that was like, oops, didn't mean to release that early. Well, come to find out, it was true. I thought it looked just like a ward that you would place in a bush. So we have a new champion coming out named Yumi, who is a Book of Thresholds. She is going to be in what seems to be a support that does enchanting style to buff. She seems like she's going to be another Lulu-like that's a support character. So hooray, another new champion. She doesn't look to be like a champion. Lulu looks more like a champion than Yumi does. But okay, good to know that it was legit. It looked fake as all hell, and I was like, I don't trust this. But come to find out, it is going to be real. Oh, God.
So I have a question for you.
Go for it.
We have game companies like this a couple times over, where you got Riot Games, who does just League of Legends.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Epic, who until recently was really just doing Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about when a game company releases one game, that game becomes a hit, and they don't ever do another project? They just keep working on that one.
I mean, you got to figure if... Let's put it like this. I will rebuttalize. We'll have a nice discussion over this. Some mobile games, they only make that one mobile game, and they only work on that one mobile game because it's somewhat of a hit. Mm-hmm. They don't branch out and make other mobile games, like your Strike Force.
That's by Foxnet. Foxnet has a few.
Do they?
Yeah. I get what you're saying, though. No, I fully understand what you're saying. I was more wondering how you feel about. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
No.
I do feel like sometimes they milk these things a little much, and they could do a new project.
You are correct.
But if at the same time you're still breathing life into something, then to where people are truly enjoying it and you're not phoning it in, I get not moving on. So I don't. It's like when someone writes a book series, like J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter.
All characters are gay.
We were all waiting for another series once Harry Potter ended, and we got Casual Vacancy.
And we got the Mysterious Beasts
Fantastic Beasts. I'm talking about something outside of the Harry Potter world.
Oh.
So we got Casual Vacancy, which people bought, people read, no one talks about. It got a miniseries that no one watched.
Did it?
Yeah. I have the book. It's not a bad book. She's a good writer. But sometimes they just
pocketed too many
don't
times.
hit. Well, that was just a screw
I know.
with Stephen Fry.
I know. You told me about that story last week.
But then you have people like Jim Butcher, who does the Dresden Files, and that's his huge hit. That's his cash cow. I mean, Dresden Files had a TV show, which didn't work out, but had a TV show. Had a board game. And has this huge following. But he also has 2 other book series, and one of them actually does pretty well.
Okay.
So, I kind of understand why they don't want to move into other things, but as a consumer, I'm always excited to see. I'm never the person that goes, "Why are you doing another project? Just keep working on the one we're on." I'm always excited to something new. Like if the League of Legends people were to do something else.
But it makes me wonder, what would they do? Because you have a game that is played by, on average, at least 100,000 people at the same time, minimum. Yeah. And at most, when a new patch pops out, I would say many people come back just to see what happened to their favorite champions. Like when Aatrox's buff just happened, a lot of people came back and said, "What happened to my baby boy?" You know, that sort of thing. Like,
well, yeah, but and I feel like what they have to worry about is because they have done so much, and because they have 100,000 people sitting there waiting for more and more and more from this, that when they make something new, they would want to make something different, because if you make the same thing, you just become a competitor against yourself.
Well,
so if they were to release another game that was the same format of League of Legends, and people started playing that over League, then they subsequently killed League.
I mean, you do have that. You do have a competitor to League right now, Dota.
I'm saying if they were to do one themselves.
If they were to do it themselves?
Yeah.
You're right.
They don't want to do that, so they would want to do something different. But then you have the people who are like, oh, why'd you do that? Your League. It's kind of a weird thing.
It is, and at the same time, I can see them trying something new. Maybe an action platformer that would tell more stories about the League champions. Like, keep it League-oriented.
And that's the other thing where I'm like, do they have to do it just League-oriented? Like JK did, where it's like she did something that wasn't Harry Potter. It didn't really go over as well as it could have, so she had to go back and do more Harry Potter.
You go to a Riot Games studio, any one of their 3 studios, you will find the symbol for the banner the Bandle City. Like, you have to look at it at a certain angle, you'll see that, and it's like all these different meanings. You go there and you see that, and if they make anything new and they try to incorporate it into that studio, it'll look far-fetched.
Yeah.
It'll look bizarre. So I think if they stick to that and begin to build toward another game that is League-oriented, I think they'll be fine.
Okay. I'm not. This is just pure
talk.
Like, we don't know that they're doing anything else. There's been no inklings that they're doing anything else.
And I see. Doesn't it look like a small thing that you would just put inside a bush and not necessarily something that...
I don't know if it really fits. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know League though. So he's got Yumi guide up.
Well, it's the leaked image that was from the the skin spotlight that showcases her abilities, and I'm like, it looks like an enchanter. It's a cat with a stick and a book, and I'm like, okay, cool, it's cute. What I don't know its abilities. I mean, it could be just another Lulu clone, but at the same time, just buff Lulu.
Are there more animal type things like this? Small creatures like this?
I'm not straight animal. Like, there is animal like Kindred.
But, okay. I feel like animal was the wrong thing to focus on. I'm talking small like this.
Oh, Yordles. So we got Yordle champs like Heimerdinger or the Donger, as some would like to call it.
So this isn't like okay, yeah, it's okay. You got a huge image of them. So
Lulu.
This isn't out of range for what they would do.
Yes, but then again, you don't have any straight small animals. These are humanoid. Meanwhile, you have Yumi, who is cat.
But if she's the same size as all these things, then everything will be fine.
You're right, and it makes me wonder if this is going to actually be able to speak and all that. And then you got Poppy.
You just get thought bubbles like Garfield.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, but then again, you also have a literal mute champion named Sona, who only plays a harp, and only for the player you hear her thoughts.
Interesting.
So only I can speak to you, Summoner. That sort of thing.
Gotcha.
And I mean, you have a lot of good champions and some really bad ones. I'm looking at you, Timo. That are of that height and all that. I mean, the smallest champ probably right now without her hat is probably Lulu.
Okay.
More than likely. And then of course you got Tristana, who's probably right there behind. Heimer, Poppy. They're all growth in size. And then you have what is supposed to be the largest champion. Aurelion Sol. I don't know how to spell his name. Aurelion Sol, who is supposed to be literally made of galaxies.
Okay.
But of course they had to shrink him down to... I mean, he's a pretty big size in game, so he's a pretty big target. And he always has these stars.
It's making me think of Men in Black, where Frank's making fun of them. You humans, you always think because something's important, it can't be small. Talk about the galaxy being the size of a marble.
On the cat's
Orion's belt.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. And I mean, this thing is supposed to be massive. So you have champions that vary in size, but of course it doesn't matter because they scale it down into...
Yeah, I was just wondering if Cat Creature was going to be too small for this world, if it was going to be weird. But
I mean,
we're good then.
It's strange, I will say that, but that's a cool design. I like that.
So, what do you want to move on to now?
Let's go ahead and move on to... Let's stay in the memes.
You want to do this?
Well, let's talk about this.
Okay, we all have used them, or at least laughed at them if we haven't used them. the SpongeBob memes. Yeah,
we all laughed at the SpongeBob memes.
So the ones we're talking about specifically are Surprise Patrick, Imagination SpongeBob, Handsome Squidward, what is he, Chicken Bob?
It's either Chicken Bob or Mocking Bob.
Mocking Bob, and then the Caveman Bob.
Yeah.
Nintendo. I did it again.
You did it again.
I've been doing this all day. I keep saying Nintendo when I mean Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon just did a figure
memes
set of the memes. They're 8 inches, they're vinyl, and they're $21.99, which is fucking outrageous.
It's a little bit high.
Think about the fact that Pops are vinyl,
and they're $10
and they're $10
on average.
So yeah, you can get these 8-inch figures on Amazon,
and it makes me wonder: can I use these to club someone with Handsome Squidward?
It's an 8-inch vinyl thing. It'd be like throwing a toy at someone. It's not going to do anything.
I mean, I would hope that has a little bit of density.
I bet you that thing falls from a high enough shelf, it breaks. I don't know. I thought it was funny at first, and I was like, I could get behind this. And then it was, oh, it's $21.99. And I was like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm neutral to this. I mean, some people will be like, oh, I like that. I like that meme. That meme funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting way to basically try to get adults to buy toys, which is what a lot of companies do. And let's be honest, we have bought plenty of toys as adults. But charging a figure price for what is a toy is kind of insane.
It is a bit much.
I've got statues that I paid that price for. Yeah, he's pointing right now. I've got the Horseman from Spawn.
Didn't you pay like 30 for that?
It was like 25.
Yeah.
Granted, it was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but still.
And he's a pretty high quality. I mean, that's also McFarlane Toys. McFarlane Toys
is pristine. Like I have terrible eyes. My glasses are still needing. It's on a high shelf. I can see every defining line on that. It looks so damn crisp.
And if you look at the other side, he's got a thing of skulls hooked to the horse rein.
I helped you put that together, if I remember right.
Yeah, I've gotten plenty of figures that are, I don't know, they're not
higher quality overall.
Yeah. And they're still plastic.
Price.
He's plastic. He's a form of plastic and rubber and stuff like that. He's not porcelain or anything. Yeah. However,
maybe with a little bit of metal structure to keep it
stable. He doesn't look like a $5 toy.
No. But then you got the Batman right next to him, the standee.
Oh yeah,
that looks like
it's a piggy bank.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
You slide the coins into his cape.
Okay, but even still, it looks very inexpensive, but it looks like it's a defining factor. I would say maybe $15.
It's my animated Batman series piggy bank.
Yeah, and I assume you got it for probably free.
I got it for free.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how much it was worth.
So even still, I'd say $15 for that, just because of how defined it is. Like, it doesn't look bad.
And we've also seen some really detailed pops.
Yeah, we have. We have.
Still in the $10 to $12 range, sometimes $15. Depending on the size.
Depending on the size, or if it's exclusive.
Yeah. Or I just got I didn't just get, but I pre-ordered the Gold Stan Lee. Still $10.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Do you frequent Kickstarter and GoFundMe and stuff like that just to see what's out there?
Kind of like when the Vox Machina thing kicked off, I was like, I'll start looking around, and then I began to follow certain ones. This one just started not too long ago, and 20 minutes in, it already hit its $200,000 goal. What I'm talking about is the Bloodborne, the board game. It is right now, as we are speaking, at $1.6 million, and I'm like, good.
Yeah.
And also it is being backed by Sony. Sony is well aware of this project.
And while we were sitting here, I actually watched it climb about $400.
Yeah. So I mean, people are still throwing money at it. Speaking of the Legend of Vox Machina, the Critical Role thing, it ended off at $11.5 million. Wow.
That's a lot.
That is a lot of, I mean, just under $11.5 million, but even still, $11 million to make a cartoon. And they only wanted to do 2 very small-sized episodes, and now they're doing 10 full-sized episodes. They don't know where it's going to air. It's probably going to be on their own personal website.
It's kind of crazy to me. $11 million is getting you 10 episodes of a cartoon. Like, that kind of makes you stop and go, do you remember when cartoons would pump out 20 episodes in a season?
And it would
how much
like
was being
$100,000 at most.
And that was back when they actually had to sit there and hand draw shit rather than just fucking CGI everything.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing.
And you have Titmouse doing it, so it's half hand
and
drawing, half digital movements.
It
Oh
just
yeah, went up another $200.
So this is the Bloodborne war game. It says, in this dark and intense game, 1 to 4 hunters must explore Yarnum, facing terrifying beasts brought to life by it. Thanks for scrolling down.
Amazing miniatures. I thought you
scrolled
had
down while I was reading.
But I saw this, and I'm like, yeah.
No, that's actually really cool looking.
I love it. This is the only reason why I would buy it. Because even if the game was very confusing and I was like, I don't like it too much,
all the figures look good.
I would buy it just for the figures. Real talk.
And there's a lot of them.
Yeah, and I the main one, the Cleric Beast, yes. Vicar Amelia, yes. I think Garmain in both forms, the werewolf form and the normal non-bestial form, yes. I think there's the Blood-Starved Beast, and the Blood-Starved Beast is a part of it, and that is the last one that is a part of it, and I'm just like, oh, I love it.
So now, let's run through the pledges really quick, because I'm curious as to what you get. So
okay. It's very small. It's very small as far as $100 pledge gets you the board game, exclusive Kirk Hammer Hunter, which I guess is only when you get the Blood Moon one, and all applicable stretch goals, which is just the one, and it's $10 less, and it only is that one.
Yeah, and it says all gone, so you can't even do these anymore. So they had a $90 one. That's
so I guess so it's the early bird, and then now. So it was $90 for what used to be.
For the people that first came in and donated, it was $90, and then for everyone that comes in late,
16,000 backers.
Yeah.
So
how many is the $100 one at? 1,500.
1,533. So I mean, I guess that's fine and fair. That you have first run and then second run for $10 more. I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Albeit $100 for a board game, that's a little bit high.
It is, but at the same time, think about the fact that normally you buy a board game ranging between $20 to $40.
You are right.
This one's coming with some serious figures, and then you're also getting the exclusive hammer one, which, what is that? It looks like a gold type of color.
Yeah. They said that these are going to be bronze-like.
Okay, bronze. Okay. And then it even has their 4 hunters are the bronze, and the 28 monsters, are they?
Yeah, 28 monsters.
28 monsters are bronze. Like, there's a lot more to this than what you would get with a normal board
game. Away!
So, I mean, I'm not sure I would pay $100 in store for this, but being a backer, understanding that I'm not only getting mine, but ensuring that it happens, I'd be fine doing 100.
Okay.
Or the 90.
Oh, those look really nice. There's the Blood-Starved Beast.
So,
or the Butt-Mad Beast, as I used to call it, because he would just always get angry at me and kill me, and I would not have fun with that. But I like this. I like this a lot. This actually looks like it seems to have a bit of a fun time going through. Doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be confusing, but there is a lot to take in.
Yeah, there's upgrade cards. There's different consumable items, permanent items.
There are stat cards,
counter bases, enemy AI cards, tokens, all kinds of stuff.
Oh boy! But I mean, as said, if only, oh my god, if only I got these just for the figures, I'd still consider that a win, because I'm a huge fan of the Cleric Beast. It is one of my favorite enemies out of any game I've ever played, just because of how simple it is. When you start the game, you literally hear the Cleric Beast in the back, just howling. And I've loved the Cleric Beast's music. It's very fast-paced. It's very panicked. It's very worrisome. Everything about Bloodborne is good. The only thing I have a problem with is probably the end story. Oh, and you get more when they unlock. Neat.
Okay, yeah, so they've got like a marker
stretch
here
goals.
that for their stretch goals, which they're past all these.
Yeah, so they unlock Chalice Dungeons, Chalice Dungeon enemy action cards, Beast Possessed Soul, which is a different one than I'm used to.
Gravekeeper Scorpions.
4 Bell Ringers.
Undead Giants. Giant Rats.
The Rabid Dogs. The Silver Beasts. Sculpted Chests. And, the Beast Claw Hunter! Yes! And then Nightmare Apostles. Rifle Spear Hunter. The Giant Nightmare Apostle. The Temerian Queen. and the Ludwig's Unholy Blade Hunter, but that's going to be the Kickstarter exclusive. So you get 2 Kickstarter exclusives. You get the Kirkhammer and the
and the Nightmare
Apostle.
Yeah.
So you get
and more.
Oh my god. Oh, yo, you get Eileen the Crow. Yes. Okay.
Let's see what else there is.
4 Large Huntsmen, and then the next one will be the 4 Giant Lost Childs.
Keep going down.
That's going to be another exclusive.
So they did a choose a path thing, which I do and don't like, because if you scroll back up, keep going, higher.
Oh, they closed something off.
They got to a point where after 870,000, people got to choose which path they were going to do. The Isis Chalice? Isis?
Eyes.
Oh. And then, or the Thumero route. They went with the Isis Chalice. So we have no idea what the Thumero route would have been. And it's gone. Like it's
if my memory serves me well about it's not of spider descent, it is of mine descent. So they might have had Cthulhu-like creatures, which I would have been more down for. But I mean, they left it up to a vote. I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then when you come down further, they're currently at the next one. So my assumption. Oh, and it brought back the route. So now they could do the route. Or
Murgo's Loft, which would probably be more profitable overall, because Murgo's Loft brought in the one of the next set of monsters, which I'm hoping through Thumero's route they bring in Rom the Vacuous Spider, but then again with Murgo's Loft you have the wet nurse. That's it.
And then I'm assuming it'll probably continue. It's all like clouded out. Yeah.
Which is nice. I like to be honest. I like this.
Yeah, it was a cool thing. The poll will run until we hit 1,750K mark, and 24 hours into the poll, whichever comes first. Okay. And the poll's on their Facebook page. That's cool. That's actually a cool way of doing it. And I'm assuming if by the end of it there's something they didn't do, they can probably launch it as an expansion later to make more.
I mean, yeah, throw as a $10 expansion.
You're getting all of this if you just pledge the $100.
Yeah, and I'm okay with that.
19 days left.
Oh, are they painting them too?
Looks like this is probably something special.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that art's concept art.
Painted by Big Child Creative.
Okay.
Please note figures come unpainted.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
Okay. But real talk. Look at that.
Scroll back down. I want to see what that was saying about the... Okay, no, anything marked with the Kickstarter exclusive has been an exclusive item for the Kickstarter backers or from the crowdfund platform. Remaining stock available throughout convenience, blah, blah, blah.
So those will be...
So they're going to bring it to convention and special promotions, the Kickstarter exclusives.
That's fun and fair. Stretch goals. Oh my god. Oh no, this is the same stuff. Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Cool. So this is just an easier way to tally down what the stretch goals were. Mm-hmm. So the next one is just going to be the Giant Lost Childs and the enemy card for them.
I'm curious. Shipping information.
Yep.
So U.S. you're looking at $10 to $20 in most states, $50 for Alaska, Hawaii, and Puerto Rico if you want it shipped to you. Canada $15 to $30 in most cities. Latin America $70 to $80. China $10 if it's Hong Kong and Singapore as well. Yeah, okay, so shipping's not too bad. There's a few places where we're getting screwed on shipping. Like Africa is $95
to most countries, and then $40 to the New Zealand's.
Yeah,
I mean
that's 40. It looks like that's 40 US because they used our dollar sign.
Most use our form of dollar sign, but it's. I mean, we'll assume that it's going to be fair. As far as this project is customs friendly, very good. And there's a kiwi.
Oh, look at the kiwi.
Wow. Oh, okay. So this is when their Kickstarter ends. The pledges are charged. The pledge banners are sent out, confirm optional buys, and pay for the shipping and any extras. And then they have everything between the shippings.
So they're saying after about 2 to 3 months after the deadline ends is when you can expect it to start shipping.
And then
to China, Singapore, US, Canada, Europe, Australia, and the rest of the world's orders kind of break down from there.
So we'll say about an average of 3 months after this ends.
Yeah, and this only has 19 days left.
So figure.
I wouldn't mind putting the $100 down for this.
And then someone's got the retail set, which I'm sure was already up there, but they probably closed it off, or maybe they have their own separate. Well, I'm excited for this.
If for $100 I'm getting whatever they reach, then I'm fine with this.
Yeah,
because this is huge. At this point, this is probably worth more than the $100.
Yeah, with all the exclusives, yeah, why not? And I mean, you got to figure some people are throwing more than that because some people are throwing.
I just spilled coffee on the floor.
Oh,
not a lot.
Okay. But most people are maybe even throwing in more just to make sure that they hit those goals. So I'm excited. I'm very excited to see it at a local retailer.
Do me a favor, pull up the calendar really quick. I'm curious as to what day this is. It says 19 days, so just pull up the calendar. So
7/14. 20. Wait, 7. Wait, is that 14?
14 was the 9th.
Okay, 14, 21. So it'd be the 14th.
Yeah, ends Tuesday the 14th. So that gives you plenty of time to not buy a couple cups of coffee and go and pledge for the Bloodborne board game. I feel like I probably should spend a little bit more time on like Kickstarter or GoFundMe or any of these things.
I mean, if you hit up the straight up the games one that I usually frequent, you notice that there are some individual games. This one also caught my attention, but I didn't know if I wanted to talk about it right now. It is brought to you by one of my top favorite games, Myst, Cyan Studios, called Ferment. Firmament?
21 hours to go, and they just barely passed their goal.
Yeah, and I'm super hyped that I didn't know it got funded, but it looks like it's just going to be in the same exact narrative as Myst. Like, it even talks about how
Myst,
it is.
Yeah, 25th anniversary, just said it there.
Yeah, I'm happy that Myst made it to this long.
Actually, there was a video game I wanted to back on here that I didn't have the money to, and luckily the game became a thing, and I eventually bought my own copy, and that was the Friday the 13th game. And I know it got a little flack for being buggy when it first came out, but they fixed it. They added a single-player mode. It's an enjoyable game. Problem is now there's lawsuits that the Friday the 13th movies are going through that stop the game from being able to do anything else. So I feel like I should probably check this out a little bit more often, because... Do you know what happens if they don't reach funding on Kickstarter? I don't.
Sometimes what they'll do is they will forcibly make the give themselves the money to get to at least their goal, and open up like a tip jar and say, we didn't make it, please support us so that way we can make it. We kind of fudged up the numbers a little bit, please help us. That sort of thing.
Okay.
Some do that. I'm not saying all. Some actually, if they don't make it and they don't see it, they're like, okay, this project isn't going to happen because we're not seeing the numbers to benefit it. So we're going to drop the project. We apologize to anyone who backed. Your cards were not charged, and they said we'll try again at a later time.
I don't remember which one it was, and I don't want to slander one by naming like the possibilities, but I know that there was one of these crowdfunding sites that in their thing states that if you don't reach the goal, you don't get the money. But the money was still charged, and the crowdfunding site got it. I don't think it's a thing anymore. But when they launched, it was this huge issue where it was like the ones that weren't reaching, the crowdfunding site was just keeping the cash.
That I know it's not Kickstarter, because Kickstarter charges at the end of the campaign.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was Kickstarter.
Oh, okay. Maybe it might have been It might have been Indiegogo. But I'm super excited for Ferment. Now that it's been backed, I'm super excited. There's, of course, other card games. There's other Steam-like games. There's books that want to be written on certain subjects. People are just trying to make sure that their games can get the funding needed.
It's an interesting thing where we're kind of getting into a world where the corporate companies are making it very hard to do stuff, so people are finding ways around it.
Yeah.
And I like it.
Like us. Like, we're trying to Patreon, and we're trying to earn a little bit of scrap cash just so that way we can do more projects. Because time, money, both are an issue. If we can make a little bit more time and be, like a better words, given more money, we can try and open up more projects and more entertainment for our consumers. Do we want to call them consumers? Do we want to call you guys consumers?
They consume us.
They consume. We consume the coffee that they also consume.
So now, one of the things I've always found weird, this is going to conventions, this is on pledging sites just in general, is when I see someone that's trying to get their comic book off. And I'm fine with that. Go for it. But when I go and I see these people and they present me this comic, and it has some of the worst artwork I've ever seen. And I'm not going to name anyone because I'm not going to do that. But I just see this artwork and I'm like, this is horrible. What kills me is I see so many amazing artists out there who are like, I'm dying for work.
Yeah,
and then I'm seeing these crap artists who are like making money, and I'm like, I'm confused.
Yeah, and you're like, how are you not getting paid to do this?
Yeah,
I'm right there beside you. There are a few artists that I follow on Twitter that I'm like, you should be doing more with yourself. But I'm not gonna, of course, go be like, yo, go work on this. No, they're doing their own little subsided projects. I don't know what their personal lives entail, but I want to see more from them. Speaking of see more from them, I just did a bit of background with Relics and Rarities recently.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Smith was on it.
Yeah.
I want him to do more D&D stuff.
I just want him to do more stuff.
I want him to do more stuff too.
like Kevin Smith.
Okay,
so
he knows nothing. He knew absolutely nothing about D&D going into it, and when they were rolling for him, he was like, "Wait, is that good? Okay, that's good. Okay, good." I wanted them to kind of teach him, but I realized that it's an internet show, so they didn't exactly have a lot of time to do it. I would have said, maybe a half hour beforehand, give him at least like a quick rundown. But he was in it. He was like, "I would like the Eldritch Splash." I'm like, "Kevin, no!" And he brought a lot of flavor to just a simple tiefling detective. And I'm like, "Yes, this is what we need. This is what we need as far as character building, even in a D&D setting, is just someone who wants to take a character and make it theirs and do a little bit of wiggle waggle with it."
Yeah. He's big into his comics, he's big into his movies, but that's kind of where he taps out. I've heard him on plenty of things where he's like, because he's such a huge Batman fan, people are like, "What'd you think of the Arkham games?" He's like, "I didn't play them. I don't play video games. I can't do it. I'm not good at it." But Muse loved him because Muse is huge into video games.
So Muse kind of gave him the feedback?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell, Muse streams sometimes.
Really?
Every now and then, yeah.
I'll need to find... you know what? Hold on.
Not too often, but Muse likes to get out there. Jason Mewes, yes.
Okay.
He kind of sat there thinking about it for a second.
I was like, is it James Mewes? No.
It's Jason.
Okay.
And for anyone that doesn't know, Jason Mewes he's Jay in Jay and Silent Bob movies and Clerks and everything like that.
Jay and Silent Bob are in his house.
So yeah, I would love to continue to see Smith do more. And I mean, if it ends up being D&D, I'm cool with that as well. I recently went through. I go through the on this day on my Facebook and go through the old things, and I came across back when they were trying to make a Giant Silent Bob mobile game. I don't know if it ever actually happened, but I completely forgot about it until recently. That was one of those things where they had tried to crowdfund it.
Oh.
You're still looking for Muse, or
no? I just kind of glanced away. It showcases that he helped out something, because when I go into it, it goes to a play fig, and it seems to be best of play fig. Chat with other fans, watching dark mode. Yeah, I don't like
that right there is an image of cartoon
the
Bob and
yeah, but it doesn't showcase. It's like a board game online type of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It showcases that it's another type of game, so I'll
we'll
assume
research offline later.
Yeah. But even still,
or off.
I'm happy to see that they're all doing their own projects. But I want to see. I know this is very selfish of me, but I would love to see Kevin Smith continuing up on D&D. I actually want him to pop into like Critical Role or Power at the Table or Team 4-Star Plays. Anything that would be D&D oriented. Like real talk, I really want him to do more D&D oriented things.
Yeah. So, what do you want? What do you want to move on to? You want to move on to this? Do you want to move on? Let's
cry for a minute. Let's cry for a minute. So
I don't see why you're so upset about this.
I'm upset because someone paid someone money, and
we don't know that.
We don't know that, but someone somewhere said this is a good idea. This is the Avengers cross Fortnite collaboration. It's happened once before, and the game mode was semi-adequate. I'm not my big cup of tea. But the fact of the matter that the 4 characters out front showcase Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, and Hawkeye?
Yes, Hawkeye.
So I'm like, okay, cool. This is great. But someone had to say okay to this.
I don't see the problem.
I don't know. I find it very uncomfortable.
So they're doing one of their temporary... I think it's temporary. And
it is a temporary game mode.
Where you get Avengers stuff to celebrate Endgame. It's advertisement for Endgame, and it's to get people to play Fortnite. And they got Thanos walking in with the Infinity Gauntlet in the trailer, and they're Kree soldiers. Or wait, no, Kree or it would be Kree. I don't know who it is.
Kree.
I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with it. It looks kind of cool. It lets you play with Thor's hammer, and considering the fact that we have nothing we can really look forward to right now as Marvel fans for anything to play because we already got the Capcom Marvel game, which was all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Square Enix signed a I think it was Square Enix signed a deal for Avengers or for Marvel to do a multi-year thing.
They're doing
like 2 years ago that we still haven't seen a release from.
Wow, we're getting Ultimate Alliance later, right?
It is not them. That has nothing to do with Square Enix, and furthermore, it is exclusive to the Switch. It's the third in the franchise, exclusive to the Switch.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Nope,
Team Ninja. Wow, Team Ninja's making it.
Yeah, Team Ninja's doing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which comes out sometime this year, and is a Switch exclusive, which is real piss off because it's a third in a franchise that has been on every platform, including PSP.
Yeah, this is a bit weird because a company that's made for Nioh, Dead or Alive, fucking Ninja Gaiden.
Also, they changed the artwork, which upsets me.
I mean,
it's good artwork, but it makes it feel like a different game.
Okay, because the other one kind of gave it this cell shading looking.
The other one kind of made it feel less comic booky, which isn't like a good thing or a bad thing. It just worked. Like, go back to you closed it, but look at just pull up number like 1 or 2, either one of them, and then compare the images to 3, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And I love 1 and 2. Furthermore, with this, they pulled 1 and 2 off the digital marketplace for Xbox and PlayStation.
Okay, so
you can only play these games if you still own them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You can't buy these anymore.
I mean,
this isn't a good representation. This is like a weird. This isn't even what. This is a weird representation. Like, give me some in-game stuff. There. Okay. So you see what I mean?
Yeah.
And then pull up 3.
Okay. Whoop.
I know this isn't exactly riveting podcast for people, but this is something I suggest you guys do as well.
Oh, yeah, that's a bit weird.
Like, look how cartoony it is. And, like, not that cartoony is a bad thing, because it's not. But, like...
It does...
It's such a major jump between 2 and 3.
Yeah, this looks actual, like, color wild. The other one, I'll admit, had a bit more grayscale to it.
Yeah.
This is a bit more bubbly, and it's kind of uncomfortable.
And I have no idea what the storyline's going to be, because they haven't, like... Last I checked, they hadn't said anything.
I like this. I like this cover
art. The poster
art.
looks cool.
Yeah, the cover art looks really good.
The first game...
Because Spidey's actually more front-running than Cap, which is very uncommon.
Yeah. The first game was... Well, he was actually kind of the big selling point. He's front-running on 2's cover. He's right in the middle.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
I like that.
The first game was kind of about the heroes just having to unite because the villains united. The third game was... not third. The second game was all about Civil War. Like, literally, you chose which side you were going to be on a little ways into the game. And then after that, you could only... interact with the characters that were on that side. I have no idea what the story on this one's going to be. They brought in the Guardians, which look kind of cool.
You brought in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, they brought in Captain Marvel.
Was Captain Marvel in the other ones?
I don't think so.
But I know they had some.
Their rocket looks okay.
What is this weird thing?
What's he called? Star-Lord looks pretty good. Groot and Drax could have used a little bit more detail.
Where did I have them? I had them up.
They're right there.
They're right there. Drax looks fine.
And in this image, I'm a little pissed off because Rocket's holding up a gun that's blocking Gamora.
I mean, it's probably in action, so you got to figure he probably holds it up, puts it behind his shoulder, and gets the fair view of everybody.
Maybe.
But I mean,
they're definitely.
Yeah, see?
Oh, okay, here we go. Here's an image without the gun blocking Gamora.
Yeah, see, that's a fair image.
It all reminds me a lot of how the characters were looking like in the Strike Force game, but even the Strike Force game had more detail than these.
Oh, there's a trailer.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, sure. I'll take a quick peek. I mean, from my knowledge with the story of Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I was just told that it's a campy middle ground type story that's it's still good, but it's campy as hell. And you got to go save the world using both heroes and villains because it's a lesser of two evils. Please help us, kind of thing.
No, that's what Strike Force is.
That's what Strike Force is.
Yeah, the first Ultimate Alliance. There's a couple villains I think you get to add to your roster.
I know that Sandman and speak of the devil. I know that Sandman and Venom were available to be on your team.
Yeah, the first one, eventually you could get some villains, but it didn't start out that way because the first one was very much the villains versus the heroes.
Yeah.
The big thing being that Doom basically ends up godlike by the end. The second one was the Superhero Registration Act. Like, it was all Civil War. The entire storyline was Civil War. This one's looking like it involves the Infinity Stones. So it's kind of just cashing in on the movie.
It's got the sons and daughters of Thanos.
Which, cashing in on, Endgame is also what the new Capcom one versus Capcom did.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. But at the same time, they also did like some world colliding nonsense.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. But it was just like you would get the stones and then you would use the stones. And I don't know. It's just everything focuses on the damn stones now.
Yeah.
Because it's the hot ticket item right now.
It is.
So it coming to Fortnite, I'm not mad at it. I mean, I'm still not going to play it because I'm just not interested. But I don't see anything bad about it. So, you want to talk about this damn phone again?
About episode 2 or 3, we talked about the $2,000 Samsung Fold phone. And the test ones were let out, and the test ones were breaking. Down to the point that they were leaking the OLED, or they were just straight up not working. I just wanted to mention it just to say that I'm on your side, that it is a stupid idea.
And it's unnecessary.
It is a little unnecessary, but I will admit it is. It's along the lines of, let's say you don't have a laptop, and this thing can act as a laptop, because as soon as you open it up, you can turn it sideways. The top part of the screen is that, and it becomes it clicks halfway open. So it does have its moments.
We've reached a point where they feel they need to get rid of laptops and get them into tablets. Now tablets have to go into the phone. Like, they've gotten to the point where it's like the idea of someone having to carry around a laptop or a tablet is just like insane. And I don't get it. Like, just carry around a tablet or a laptop. Like, why does your phone have to become a laptop?
Yes. I mean,
don't get me wrong. I have a Bluetooth keyboard for my phone, but that's because I am required to do my work on my phone. So it's helps helpful.
Out. But I'm right there beside you, and I do think this is a bit foolish. But then again, there are some people who just want to be able to slide it in their pocket, and then later on be like, "Oh, I'm out and about," but at the same time, I have to wait like a half hour for this. I'll open this up, watch a little bit of YouTube,
which I can do on my regular phone. I don't need a huge phone for that.
Let's say this is their first phone. I know it's very uncommon that they'll want to spend $2,000, but let's just say that they've always brought along a laptop with them, and they've always had that with them. But now they have something a little bit more smaller, a little bit more concise. Yeah. I mean, it's not. I know it's not very plausible considering everyone and their mother has a smartphone right now. So I mean, I'm trying the low end of the high end. But then again, they're not working. So
they're breaking.
They are breaking.
So what did they come out and said? What, 100,000 to 200,000 folds is what it was able to withstand?
And within a 2-day span, the one that was at, I think it was CNBC, said their test one did not even last 2 days. So that is not the case.
So now I feel like even 100,000 and 200,000 is still a low number. You're like, 100,000, 200,000, that'll take forever. But think about how many times a day you pull your phone out of your pocket.
And that's on average. Like, if it's a busy day and you're not having to do that, that's fine and fair. But if it's a low-end day where you're at home and you're kind of like kicking back and you're not really
Let's say
anything,
you pull your phone out of your pocket 50 times a day.
That's maybe on average you open it maybe 20.
Okay, 20 times a day. Okay. Let's say using this one, 10 of those times you want to unfold it rather than just using the front screen, because it has a front screen, right? So that you don't have to always unfold it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay. Oh, so you're saying
out of the 50 times you pull it out.
Oh, you're saying 20 times you unfold it.
Yeah.
Okay. So 20 times a day you unfold it. Now, let's just do some quick, simple math here.
Quick math.
So throw 365 days in a year times by the 20. You're looking at 7,300 times in your first year of having your phone.
Yeah. Okay. That's I mean, that's fine and fair. And I wouldn't be surprised if any of the retailers that were selling this phone, if they do sell this phone at peak condition, if they do happen to sell it at the high end of the low ends, I would say that they would have maybe a 3-year contract as far as insurance. Because, I mean, yeah, that's a lot of opening and closing over the course of a year, and that's at minimum. So, yeah, that's, I mean, it's just the fact of the matter of we're following up on a story that, neither one of us are going to get this phone.
No.
So, are you ready for the secret one that I hid? The secret picture that I hid?
Sure. So he had this thing where he wanted to hide an image for me to get my reaction. I'm not looking at it right now. I've got the mic blocking.
Well, no, there's nothing up yet. I
Okay.
have to click over.
So,
but okay, you are a fan of soda, correct?
What?
Soda.
Yes. Oh, I heard about this.
You son of a really?
I heard about it yesterday. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So Dark Berry Dr Pepper limited edition
for the Spider-Man movie.
I'm down. I want to try it.
I want to try it.
I actually heard about this yesterday watching someone's Twitch stream. Someone mentioned it in the chat.
You are such an asshole. Here I thought I had something you wouldn't.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Plus the cans look cool. So I actually, back when, do you remember when they did the Dr Pepper cans for Avengers?
They each had the character on them. Yeah.
Yeah. So me and a friend collected them. We actually went through and collected them. And then when they did the second Avengers on the Dr Pepper cans, that made it a little harder because that one was like, oh, this character's on the diet, this character's on the 10, this character's on the big 99-cent one you get from the gas station.
Who the hell drinks fucking 10?
Yeah, I bought a 12-pack of diet. Well, actually, not for that one. I'll tell you about the story here in just a second. So it made it a little harder to collect it. And then they did Batman vs. Superman. They didn't do Marvel again. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. So they did Batman vs. Superman. And they, again, did a different flavor, different character thing. So I bought a 12-pack to get a character. Character I didn't really care about getting, I think. And so I had to give the other 13 cans, or not 13 cans.
11 cans.
11 cans. I knew I had to remove one. I added one instead. Damn dyslexia. No, I gave the other 11 cans to someone I know that'll drink diet because I won't do it. I don't like it. And then hated the fucking movie, so I gave the cans to a friend who wanted them because I ended up hating Batman vs. Superman. So the blue, I actually haven't seen this image before, so this is new to me.
Yeah.
So they've got this nice blue, it almost looks like a Pepsi can, but it says Dr. Pepper. It's their dark berry, and it says Spider-Man Far From Home. I will get this.
Okay.
1, I want to try it.
I want to try it too.
2, I want the can.
Yeah.
Now the question always comes down to: do you keep the can full? Do you empty the can?
You empty the can because
I have a friend that hasn't emptied the can and everything's fine. I had a friend that didn't empty the can and they blew up.
They don't.
So,
remember when the personalized cans came out for Coke? We had a small little thing where you would pay $1 and you would get your name embroidered on it. It was just a fucking sticker on it, but we were like, cool, that's fine, whatever. We kept the soda in them and we put them up on a small shelf. Mine leaked. My mother's did not, but it was more along the lines of, I say empty them. But that's what we did as soon as we were done. We emptied both of them out. We made sure that nothing was going to happen.
I mean, if the dark berry is good, I'm going to drink it.
Oh.
I kind of hope that this flavor is delicious, and I kind of hope it stays around.
With the way sodas are doing their testing nowadays, they did a retest with Crystal Pepsi, and they're planning on re-releasing it. So
I tried the Crystal Pepsi when it came back out. I liked it.
It's okay. I mean,
it didn't taste like Pepsi, but
it tastes like Pepsi with a little bit of a stranger hint to it, but it's not bad.
Lauren wants Pepsi Twist to come back.
Some people want Pepsi Blue to come back. Let's face it, that was garbage.
I never got to try it. I want to try it. It'll probably be terrible.
I'm giving Quincy the
I want to try it. Sometimes
if it comes
you have
back,
to try something that's disgusting.
If it comes back.
No, do you remember when they originally were doing the voting for Code Red? And so they had the Code Red, they had the Code Blue, and there was a third code.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, no. I remember the following one where it was the whiteout, the
whiteout, blackout, and I think there was one other.
Yeah, there was
back when Code Red first happened, you voted on the flavor.
Yeah.
The blue one was fucking delicious. Red won. Well, then later on they were like, "Oh, we're releasing the blue," and they brought it out. Whatever they did between the time of voting for which code you wanted and them eventually releasing the blue changed. It was never the same. Mountain Dew actually did something I really liked about a year back. They did that prickly pear one. Did you try that?
Oh yeah, I did.
That was
in the can.
Delicious.
Yeah.
They don't sell it anymore.
The old Mountain Dew variant.
Yeah, the prickly pear one was awesome, and they stopped doing that. I've cut back my soda intake, but
Same.
I do like to try new things like this when they come out. I'm down to no more than Spike. That's what it was called. So they did the prickly pear, and they did.
They still sell it.
Do they?
Yeah.
I can't find it anywhere.
Yeah. They still sell it.
Oh, that's on Amazon.
That's on Amazon, but I'm saying that they Dollar General, Publix. Yeah, they still sell it. It's just probably we got to go to like a random ass gas station.
We're gonna go to a Dollar General when we're done with this episode. Then
that's fine. But real talk,
so
I liked it too.
What was the other one? Click on the image.
Strawberry lemonade.
Strawberry. Okay, the prickly.
No, raspberry lemonade.
Raspberry. Okay, I liked
them both.
I liked them both, but I think I liked the lemonade one better.
Now, what's very funny is that they had to put non-alcoholic.
I got carded. I was loving these things. I was having like one of these a day. It was pretty bad. I went up and I bought one, and the lady at the gas station goes, "Can I see your ID?" And I said, "Sure." And I pulled it out and handed it to her. And I went, "I just wanted to let you know, I'm not mad, but you know you're gonna get some crazy person in here who's gonna flip. It's non-alcoholic." And she goes, "What?" And she looks. She goes, "Oh, older lady." She goes, "Oh." And I'm like, "Yeah, I get it. It says spiked," and so they had to warn everyone it's non-alcoholic. So I was like, I'm not mad about it. It's fine. Yeah. In fact, thank you for saying I look under 21. Yeah. But you know you're gonna get that person that's like, "What? Why?" You know, you have those people like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh fact, yeah. Having worked retail. Oh yeah. I brought up an image of the Mountain Dew green label and white label. There's also a black label. I've had all three of those. Those are all really interesting.
I have not had those.
The green one is very bitter, and I think that's intentional because it's green apple kiwi. So you got two pretty bitter flavors mixed into one. My favorite is the white label, which is a tropical citrus, and then the black label I think is just a more darker.
Oh yeah, I've seen the black label in stores.
Dark berry, and that one just doesn't feel good on my stomach, no matter what. I don't fault it of its own. I think it's just the colorings that's in there. It doesn't meld well with me. I mean, it's very delicious. It's just not my cup of tea.
Did you try LeBron James's Sprite that they did? The orange one?
Cranberry.
No. Cranberry was just one they had. LeBron did an orange tropical one.
What was it? Sprite?
Sprite.
I want to say it was cranberry. Yeah, it's cranberry.
Oh. There was an orange one as well.
Lemon lime with natural... Oh, you're right. Okay, that's LeBron's mix. Well, okay, the only reason why I say it like that is because LeBron James did the Sprite Cranberry commercial.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck?
He just found shoes that have been made.
LeBron 12 Sprite mix shoes.
These are crazy.
What the... I mean, they look pretty cool.
I was like, I don't know about this. Orange inside the Sprite. I don't know. I tried it. I was like, oh, this is pretty good.
I mean, I'm okay with this.
I would get it every now and then. It was not like a go-to for me.
I've never seen it, ever. But I'm super interested.
I've seen them in the bottle. I've never seen the can before.
What's the fucking goddamn image, you piece of shit? I'll kill you. There we go. Oh. That actually doesn't look bad.
I would not wear those.
I wouldn't wear them either, but I mean they don't look bad. Let me put it like this. They look really hot. They look very flamboyant, but they don't look
The way
bad.
I said that, the way I said I would not wear those, made me think of Robin Williams doing the panda. I will not fuck her. That's one ugly panda bitch.
Oh my god.
All right, back to news.
Back to news.
We got on a tangent of soda.
But even still, we need a filler because we actually didn't get a lot of news this week.
I haven't even really touched my list, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hit something of yours then.
This was mine.
Oh, was it? Motherfucker. Persona 5. I'm a huge fan. I still need to finish it. Shut up. But it's getting a Dynasty Warriors game called Persona 5 Scramble.
It's a beat 'em up.
I love it. I'm into it.
So they're saying PlayStation 4 and they're saying Switch, but there's no release date. There's not even like a rumored release time of like fall or winter.
Just the fact that it has gameplay. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be probably very soon, maybe October.
And I'm hoping that it is, because with all the rumors of the 5 coming, you know what's gonna happen is any games that don't release for the 4 in time are gonna be forced to switch over to 5 or forced to release on both.
I would say both, but at the same time, I'm very comfortable with how Sony might be thinking, considering no one wants to go out and buy all these new TVs, all these new consoles. So they're probably going to relax on that. They're probably going to say for the elite gamer is what I'm going to lean toward.
The elite gamer's going to put a foot somewhere.
You're right, but I'm super excited. We watched the trailer for it. It does look like it's a barrel of fun, and
it's all in Japanese though, so I have no idea what's going on.
But from the gameplay perspective,
no, the gameplay looked great, but I'm like, damn, give me some. Even the subtitles were in Japanese. I was like,
yeah, because this is just pure Japanese release right now. But what I can say is it looks just like a Dynasty Warriors game. Joker pulls out Arsene, does Agate Tio does a nice fire move, blows up a bunch of masked police officers, and it looks good. It looks
So yeah, it's Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Striker.
the Phantom Strikers.
Striker. At least it's not the Phantom Streaker.
I mean, Joker could do that too.
Yeah,
Looking good, Joker. Speaking of
don't want
Joker,
to play that game.
his character is right now the #1 most used on the Super Smash Brothers Ultimate, because I'm like, it's a new character.
He's a new character, and you had to pay for him.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of people are saying his kit's really comfortable. There is literally a Twitter that puts his gunshot sounds to music that already exists as a part of the beat, because it actually matches the beat of 100. I think it's 120. It's either 120 or 125 beats per minute, and it just kind of matches the bass part of it. I'm like, someone, and I'm going down this Twitter, and it's like post after post after post after. I'm talking maybe 50 posts.
I want that kind of free time.
Yeah, of just being able to put music and then putting a character shooting a gun consistently over
God,
it.
can you imagine what retirement will be like if we ever get there?
Oof, just making that all day?
Just doing something that is just fun for us all day.
That would be nice.
You're on vacation and you can't even find anything to do.
Hello?
Well, you're doing the thing tomorrow, but you're sitting there trying to figure out what you're going to do for the rest of the week.
Saturday, I'm going to be joining you on D&D.
Yes.
Sunday, I'm going to have my relax day. Monday, I am going to probably drag you guys to an escape room.
Zia.
And Zia.
Although we probably shouldn't map out our entire week. People start showing up, following us around. No,
I'm okay with that. I like meeting people.
They have no idea what
I'm antisocial. Like. You need to be social, not me. And then Tuesday is both Captain Marvel and Endgame.
Yes. Yeah, we were going to go see Endgame, and I'm for the first time going to see Captain Marvel on Tuesday, so we will have that to talk about on Thursday, and we will do a spoiler-free review.
Spoiler-free cast.
Yeah.
Spoiler-free cast.
So, I just watched Ant-Man last night. First time seeing it.
And it's 2 years old, so I will say you are open to spoil if you need to.
I only had 2 spoilers for that movie going in. One, I could have fucking told you.
Yeah, because it's pretty true.
And one, someone let slip, and I was like, well, really?
Oops.
But you're talking a 2-year-old movie that wasn't spoiled for me. Yeah, I can't go a week into the release of Infinity War without being spoiled.
Yeah, Infinity War got spoiled for me as well, but then again, I saw it maybe 2 days later, so I was already in the know. With this one, that people are actually remaining quiet.
So people are remaining quiet so far, and
I'm trying.
Marvel, the Russos, Disney, all of it. My local comic book store. The store, they're all like, no spoilers. Yeah. Let's be fucking cool and not spoil everything. But at the same time, I'm seeing people online that are like, oh, I'm waiting to be able to spoil. And it's like, why are you like that?
And I block them. I've blocked 2 people because of
I'm not gonna be able to go on
Reddit
or Pinterest.
Yeah, I did that for Critical Role, and it's a fan thing that I was like, I have to catch up on because I work. So it's like I was like, I'll block you guys. I don't want. I like. Don't get me wrong. Even if you tag your stuff with hashtag Crit Role spoilers or hashtag Critical Role spoilers or hashtag spoilers with the other hashtag of Critical Role, that's I already have those blocked out. I don't like unless I go and look for them after I'm caught up and I'm all ready, because I love seeing the fan art. The fucking fan art is amazing.
I have a Pinterest.
Yeah,
I follow. All kinds of nerdy stuff and woodworking stuff, and the week of the release for Infinity War, someone posted images of the entire roster and shaded out the people that died.
That got snapped.
It was on Pinterest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? The entire roster just got spoiled for me by an image on fucking Pinterest.
Yeah. Pinterest has no chill. No. Pinterest...
no one has any chill now.
Well, some people seem to be having chill because, as you said, we have not had Endgame spoilers as of yet.
And it's only been out for a day.
It's only been out for a day, and its official release is tonight.
Yeah. So it being out for a day is in other countries also. So
yeah.
Which actually brings me to a news story. So it has had its first international day at $169 million.
So let me put this out there because I think that it already broke its budget. Let's find out here. Endgame budget. Because I think its budget was just a mere... Oh no, it made half of it.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was that
budget
big.
is 350 to 400 million is what this is estimating.
So it made just under half.
Granted, that's a Wikipedia estimation, so take it with a grain of salt.
Let's see what this one says. That's for Infinity War. So we'll say
it'll probably be pretty close to Infinity War. So if that's what Infinity War costs, I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, I will say it's made half. We'll say just under half.
Yeah, and
even
you gotta,
still,
you got to figure it probably isn't in every country yet.
Yeah.
And it still has America, where it's going to kill it.
Oh,
America and China are going to be the big ones for it.
It's got pre-screenings. When I was looking for our tickets, it's already got pre-screenings already filling out the weekend.
Wow.
Like I looked at the dates; they were already grayed out. I was like, oh,
Jay.
Yeah.
Actually found a theater in Henderson that had no one booked yet. Yeah, so he booked himself one seat, and he's like, so far I've got the theater to myself. But he posted on Facebook, so I'm sure it got flooded.
So he's like, we'll join you, Jay. You should not have done that, Jay.
So, I mean, the movie's going to make money hand over fist.
Oh,
oh,
God.
Bejeweled, snapping fist. So, I'm going to move on to some more Disney stuff, though. So, Disney got that Fox acquisition finished, which brought them up to a higher percentage of owning Hulu. It looks like they're going for even more. There's talks that they are in chat with Comcast right now. If this goes through, they will own 90% of Hulu.
Which, I mean, that's a pretty good acquisition right there.
I'm wondering why they're doing it, though. Because they're about to launch Plus, so why do you want to have to run... And they're doing the ESPN Plus as well. So why do you want to have to run 3 streaming services?
I think they're going to try and maybe merge them. Because you also have Spotify that's still running their promotion.
I don't think they're going to merge them. Or maybe merge a subscription price. Yes. Merge the apps and systems and websites. No. I don't think that's going to happen. They put too much work into Disney Plus.
That's what I meant. Because they also have that Spotify deal, which we signed up for, by the way. So we're saving $3, and I get my Spotify Premium, so I can now listen to Pretending to Be People. Very good cast, guys. Did you catch up?
Yeah, I caught it.
Holy shit!
I didn't like what Vigna did.
I don't mind what Vigna did,
but
because he had minimal choice. They're all crazy.
Okay,
they have something behind the scenes that we as viewers are not aware of. So they could be doing something that is a part of their new perk.
So I don't want to say anything to spoil it. I just want to say the bro fine, the lady no. That's what upset me.
Okay, I get what you're saying. Holy shit, though. That was a good episode.
It was an interesting episode.
You guys keep doing you.
The Fonz lady kind of pissed me off, but...
the Happy Days. Yeah, I get you. I mean, what do you expect?
I'm enjoying it, and I can't wait for Monday so I can get the next episode.
Same.
Problem is, I probably won't be able to listen to it until, Wednesday.
Yeah, I as soon as I get it, I am listening to it on my way.
I try to listen to them on Mondays because I normally work Mondays. It's just this last Monday, Lauren went with me to work, so...
Oh, okay. But back to our original statement. What were we talking about?
We were talking about Disney.
Right. But yeah, Spotify Premium allows me to listen to it without commercials. So I'm very happy that I can save $3 and I get my premium.
No, it's definitely a good deal. And like I was saying before, they already $6.99 price with Disney Plus. That's amazing. If they do a thing to where I can get Disney Plus and Hulu for a cheaper price than paying for them separately, I will do it because we currently do pay the $11 to have Hulu without commercials. Which was a push we did after having Hulu for 4 years. We finally went, I'm tired of these damn commercials. And we finally did the push. And every time I turn around, there's a new reason why I don't want fucking Netflix. So,
yeah, Netflix is slowly starting to actually disappoint me. There's nothing I'm more interested in with Netflix.
Well, we got Netflix here for a few things on the news today, so we'll talk about these really quick.
Okay.
So if you want to pull up that second tab.
All right.
Netflix has issued another adult animation series.
We are interested in it only by the ones who are actually making it.
So it's bringing back 2 of the people that were big runners for Gravity Falls, working together to make this show. So it's a 20-episode adult animated series, which 20 is kind of high for Netflix.
It is.
But a 20-episode adult animated series, and it's described as a workplace comedy set in a shadow government. So it sounds like it'll be fun. Especially with the Gravity Falls guys working. It says where every conspiracy theory is true, and a woman struggles to keep chaos under wraps.
So that makes me wonder, are we getting cults? Because if we get cults, I'm already, you know me, I love my cults.
Maybe. It's going to be a female lead, and it's a female showrunner. It is...
Shion Takeuchi.
Thank you for doing that.
You are welcome.
I didn't want to butcher that name.
It is fine.
I feel bad when I fuck up people's names.
I mean, you got to figure someone screws up your name by withholding the E or adding a T to your last name.
It happens all the time, or adding an extra R or an extra B. I get Ruber and Robber a lot.
But yeah, I get you. But I mean, I'm excited because we both are fans of Gravity Falls,
Yes.
and I mean, Gravity Falls is supposed to be toward children who are trying to look into Twin Peaks style because it's supposed to be the unnatural in a natural world.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we just like that in general. If you said there's a weird Cthulhu-like cult that is under the undermine of this small town, I'm already down.
Now, the problem I run into with this is it's another Netflix adult animated series. They have a crap ton already.
They do, and they're all doing successful, to be fair.
3 of which I have watched.
BoJack,
but I didn't make it past the first season.
That's fine.
Big Mouth, I didn't make it past the second episode.
Yeah, that one, I will admit, is more along the lines of South Park, where they are just gritty humor that wants to hit.
I have watched a lot of South Park. And there's definitely moments in South Park where I'm like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
And then the other one being Castlevania.
Okay.
So I'm all here for Castlevania.
Now, as for me, I've watched a little bit more of their animated stuff. I've watched Devilman Crybaby. I did enjoy that. It was an adaptation from the 80s.
Okay.
That rolls into today, and it is depressing as shit. It is gory. It is depressing. If you want something that is not meant for children, go for it. I don't know if it was made exactly for Netflix, but it was a Netflix exclusive as far as when it was brought to the US.
Actually, I forgot. I did watch the first of the 3 Godzilla animated movies.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So I've watched the other 2 still. But to be fair, those aren't being made by Netflix. Netflix is just getting the American rights.
Yeah. What else we got?
This just pulled up everything that's on there.
Well, I tried to be
originals.
Oh yeah. Good.
He's trying to pull up animated Netflix originals. Netflix original animated series.
There we go. The Dragon Prince I've heard about was okay. It was.
Watch it.
Yeah.
I did watch Agretsuko.
But
yet again, that's being established. That's an established universe already by someone else.
Sanrio.
Yeah, it's a whole Sanrio thing. So.
What was the other one I made? I actually made you guys watch one. That's right. I also watched Carmen Sandiego.
So I haven't watched Carmen Sandiego. I didn't like the way the new She-Ra show looked. It kind of changed who She-Ra was. I'm just not here for it.
If you like really good gunplay, Ajin is really good. What did I make you guys watch?
I don't remember you making me watch anything from Netflix.
There was.
No, you had me watch My Hero Academy. You didn't have me watch Netflix.
There was one. There was one. I guarantee it. Fuck.
Oh, you talking about one of the anime one?
Yeah.
I didn't watch it. Lauren watched it.
Oh.
That's why I wasn't clicking.
I thought you watched the first episode at least.
Lie in April?
No. That's not an exclusive.
What's the other one?
Violet Evergarden.
Yeah,
Holy shit. But yeah, no.
That was Lauren.
That one's super fucking sad.
But
Episode 8 had me clutching a pillow, sobbing uncontrollably, just going, why every single fucking year? I'm tearing up thinking about it.
Pretty sure that's going to be me on Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
Pillow, crying.
Oh yeah. We are going to hit all of those notes. We are going to die.
So, I don't know. Netflix is just like more adult animated. And I feel like they do it because they're like, Fox has done it for so long and so successful. But it's like, if you really look back, The Simpsons is really the only successful one. Family Guy was canceled twice.
Family Guy was canceled twice, but it was brought back by the same people.
Yes.
So they were like,
Cleveland
we're going to put a pause.
Canceled. Wasn't brought back.
Okay.
American Dad, not canceled, but still going.
South Park.
Is on Comedy Central.
I'm talking
about Fox right now.
Even still as adult comedy.
Well, I was just talking about Fox having so many, and I'm thinking that's where Netflix is going. Well, Fox did like 20 of them, so they were okay.
I'm thinking just in general.
See, there was Futurama, but that got canceled, moved over to Comedy Central, got canceled again, and let's be honest, it wasn't nearly as good when it was on DVD. I don't care what people say.
Yeah.
Because they did a bunch of DVD episodes that just were not good.
I mean, yeah, and then what do you got that's on Adult Swim?
Most of what was good on Adult Swim is either reruns from other channels or is anime that was how we were seeing it. The only things I will definitely give you is Rick and Morty, Aqua Teen Hunger Force, Robot Chicken, and the Boondocks. Venture Bros is funny sometimes.
I don't know. I enjoy it as a satire to what could be an everyday 70s action scene.
I don't like Squidbillies.
Squidbillies was bad. Eric Andre show, I enjoy just for some of their people that they bring on. Have you seen the Chris Jericho one?
Yeah, you showed me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was there for maybe 10 minutes, not even. He was already out the door.
My issue with shows like the Eric Andre show and a few other shows is let's be loud and weird because that's what people want to watch. And it's like, no, that's not what people want to watch. And when it comes to sketch shows, I like things like Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Because at least with those, they hit the marks and you're just like, The Grapist.
Yeah.
Like, that one hit real hard. I'm like, is everybody really
How Abraham Lincoln actually died.
Yeah.
I personally was not a big fan of Space Ghost
up.
Coast to Coast because I actually liked Space Ghost before it was Coast to Coast.
Yeah, I did too before.
So me as a kid going from watching Space Ghost to seeing the Coast to Coast thing, I'm just like, same thing with Harvey Birdman.
I mean, some of the things from Coast to Coast was okay. Like when they brought on Seth MacFarlane and all that. And
I'm not saying
Seth
it was
Green,
a bad show. I'm just saying it wasn't my cup of tea in that case.
Oh, of course. Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law wasn't too bad, but yeah, you're right. It did hit the whole we want to be loud and obnoxious. Yeah. But at the same time, I enjoyed it a little.
I feel like that's how Superjail was also. They want to be loud and obnoxious and just.
I never watched. I never actually really got. Oh god.
Most of these I have not watched.
The Brack Show.
Brack Show was a branch off from
Space Ghost.
Space Ghost.
You were right, but even still, Seed Lab 2021. The early episodes was bad. Later episodes was a lot better. I really wish they would bring it back because Seed Lab was actually pretty good.
Like I feel like this thing happens where these companies go, well, if we make it adult and we make it animated, it'll be a hit. And it's like, that's not true. You have to have substance. It still has to be good.
Yeah. Or
there's a reason why South Park has gone on as long as they have.
Because
because they know what they're doing when they're writing it.
Sometimes.
Most of the time.
I would
say most of the time. They definitely have their moments where it's like, really? This is what we're doing? But they also have their moments where it's like, holy shit, they just called us out and they're fucking right.
And they're right, but at the same time, let's keep going.
Yeah. Same thing I would say about The Simpsons. The Simpsons is still going strong because it hits on the proper shit.
Like, yeah, and they even tried to do a parody of League of Legends. They just recently had a League of Legends oriented esports episode where Bart becomes really good at that type and says, "Hey, I can make money doing this." Yeah. And Homer's like, "Oh."
Then you've got, I will say in favor of Adult Swim, you've got Rick and Morty, where while, yes, some of its episodes mean nothing, like the episodes where they sit there and watch TV all day, the show is set in a thing where you understand Rick's got fucking problems, and you understand he's causing problems for Morty, and then Morty's got to deal with the fact that his parents have problems. Like, it still has its underlining thing.
Yeah, and it has a good tempo, and you got Rick who's like, I just like hanging out with my grandson. Now the thing, like I was saying, I didn't get past the first season of BoJack, and I've talked to people who have watched all of it, and they're like, yeah, after a couple seasons, he gets very nihilistic.
But then it just starts repeating itself.
I mean, you're right. How do you go further then to basically say, oh, nihilism is his problem, and then you just keep hitting the nihilism over and over? I get it. It could get repetitive. But if it hits more drastic issues like drug use, et cetera, I guess see. But I haven't delved past the first season either. I've maybe hit 8 out of the full episodes. Yeah, all of these. I think the only one I recognize is Lucy, the daughter of the devil, is probably the only other one I recognize, and that was very short lived. Like it was one episode every 6 months.
I feel like Adult Swim is definitely just one of those moments where if you were to just turn on Adult Swim and watch the full run, half the shows you're going to be like, what the fuck am I watching?
Yeah, like right now, their schedule is now mostly anime.
Because they brought back Toonami.
Kind of. Like, it's the more bloody style, like Agame ga Kill, Attack on Titan, Samurai Jack gets theirs still, Rick and Morty still gets theirs. I'm trying to find.
Burgers is actually from Fox,
but I think that Fox did a handshake with Cartoon Network, So it makes me wonder.
They just get the reruns, is what it is.
They get the reruns.
They get them like a couple days after it premieres on Fox. But it was the same thing with Family Guy and American Dad.
But it still makes me wonder, after this little tiny handshake, are they going to continue this handshake when Fox is fully over at Disney and maybe Cartoon Network might get bought out? Like
I don't think they're going to buy... Warner Brothers owns Cartoon Network.
Warner?
I think it's Warner, yeah.
Oh.
Which means it's actually... no, not Comcast.
But even still, like...
AOL.
Okay, but even still, on the weekends, you have the anime. Look at this. Look at all this anime. Look at all this anime!
Yeah, I mean, they got JoJo. They've got Sword Art Online.
They got My Aka.
Wait, which Sword Art Online is that?
That's the new one that no one likes.
They got My Hero Academy.
They got JoJo.
Which is fine, but let's be honest, like... Now they're doing just the anime, or not doing just the anime, but they're doing majority of it is anime, and it's like, okay.
On weekends.
On the weekends. So it's like you're running out of good adult shit to show, so you have to show the anime.
I mean, real talk, at 11:30 you got My Hero Academia, and at 1 a.m., which is very late, but I'm okay with it. They're showing JoJo. I love more people to watch JoJo.
1 a.m., very late, except for you, that's not because you work nights.
You're right.
This would actually be a great time for you to come home and watch JoJo.
You're right.
So for me, I'm about an hour from crashing for the night. So
I mean, but even still, for normal people, for people who work the 9 to 5, it would be late.
Not the people like us that don't wake up until 11.
Who fall asleep at 7, wake up at 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
On their vacation.
We do not have normal lives.
No, we don't. But even still, yeah, okay, I can see that. But even still, JoJo. I'm happy to see JoJo. That's it. My Hero, sure, but...
But again, it's not their show. Their successful block, none of its original programming.
You're right. You are correct. I will say that is a fair accusation.
Hell, it's not even originally this country's.
You are correct. Actually, I think Super was made for the U.S. over...
Super Dragon Ball?
Yeah. Was of course aired at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
So it wasn't made just
But JoJo isn't.
JoJo is not.
My Hero isn't.
My Hero is not.
Even the new Sword Art isn't.
Yeah, but fuck the new Sword Art.
Yeah, good point. I haven't watched it. I'm still on the first one.
First 2 seasons are fine. Third season's fucking garbage. And then this new one just continues to ride on that. The third one talks about, I know this is going to be a trigger warning, so trigger warning, incest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Mm-hmm. I love my sister, and she loves me.
Well, let's be honest. We saw it in Star Wars when Luke and Leia kissed.
But that was
actually why Disney passed on Back to the Future.
Oh, because of the parent love.
The one moment that they kiss in the car.
Real
and she goes, "It's like kissing my brother."
I mean, okay, we're done. But even still, Gravity Falls creators are making another adult adaptation for Netflix. I'm excited.
Now, what I found interesting about this is they said that this is the first in multiple shows for a multiple year contract.
So, I mean, if this one does well, then I can see them doing more.
Yeah.
I only have one more thing. Well, one medium-sized thing to talk about.
Do you want to hit this now, or do you want to hit it later?
I'll hit it now.
Go ahead.
So, we got 2 games to somewhat talk about. I've been watching a lot of Days Gone and Mortal Kombat 11 gameplay on Twitch. Days Gone looks good. A little bit clunky here and there, but I'm not mad at it. It's getting kind of panned right now, and I'm really confused. People are saying it's generic, and I'm like, I guess it kind of can feel that way, but you got to figure it's just a survival kind of aspect. The dogs are assholes. The dogs are really assholes in this game. And I mean, it looks like it plays well in the scenes where you are in a actual struggle against a bunch of creatures. Meanwhile, Mortal Kombat 11 looks great. I hate to say it, but I might actually lean toward getting this.
Now, I got a question.
Go for it.
How is there so much Days Gone stuff out when it doesn't come out till tomorrow?
Review copies.
They're being allowed to put up a lot of footage for the review copies?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, look, like Metacritic, GameSpot, Game Radar.
Yeah, I've actually got it pre-ordered. I've had it pre-ordered since the pre-order went up.
Yeah.
Now I don't have the money to buy it, so I don't know if I'll get it tomorrow.
Like Josh OG, I follow him on Twitch. He's a good guy. He just had surgery. Very good that his surgery went well. He even got I think he even got a code for it early. So he's streaming it.
I pre-ordered it on 6/28. So not when it came out, when it was announced, but I pre-ordered it.
Yeah, he's playing it right now as we speak.
Months ago.
So,
I mean, I pre-ordered because it looked like a fun zombie game that was a little more open worldy.
Yeah,
and
it does look super open.
It looks really good.
Look at that big map.
Yeah, that map's huge. He pulled up the map as I said. It's like he can hear me.
Hi, Josh.
It looks good.
It looks.
I don't care if it gets a little buggy every now and then. No game is perfect, and
like,
fuck anyone that says they are.
They say that all these red zones are where there are zombie activity, but there are high like profit things that you need to collect in those areas. But those are like where the migrations are, and they change.
Gotcha. It's like right now people are panicking the division because it's the new division because they've really got to work on their loot and weapons and stuff like that. And it's like, well, that's pretty much any game that when it launches that's online.
You want to know what's funny? The other looter game that's out right now, Anthem, is saying, "Oh, we're fixing our loot stuff," and I'm like, have you guys fixed the major bugs? I did a little bit of digging on that one. No, it is still doing. It is not bricking consoles. It's doing shutdowns, which is still not great. No. Because people are losing a little bit of progress here and there.
Yeah.
People are actually being told by EA executives to buy PlayStation Plus if they don't already own PlayStation Plus, so that way they can back up their saves to the cloud.
Let's be honest.
That's not great to
tell. When was the last time a game came out that didn't have some kind of bug?
Persona 5.
Okay. How crazy of a game is Persona 5?
It's long.
Yeah, but is it on the level of open worldness or anything like that Days Gone would be?
I'm going to say that it gives you the opportunity to go around, but as far as like action, not really. It's the same gestures over and over because it's a JRPG. It's turn-based. Yeah. But at the same time, to make a game that massive with minimal bugs at launch, I'm going to say it would run the same.
Okay. So, because they did, I don't want to say simpler because making a game is not simple.
But nowadays, it kind of is.
I guess simpler is the best way I could describe this.
Yeah.
Making a simpler game so that it didn't have bugs means you can fault the more difficultly made games for having bugs. Like, that's the weird thing. People are so angry that games have bugs. And I'm like, okay, you go make a better game.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I do agree that, yeah, some games will come out and be immediately introduced with these problems, and they'll get fixed.
I definitely agree with stop releasing unfinished games.
Now that one,
that's fucking irritating.
If they were game breakers like Anthem, I would have said delay that shit.
Yeah.
Throw that shit back in the pit and let it come out when it's ready. I would have said let it wait.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I played a little bit of Katana Zero. I had talked about it last week.
Okay. Yeah.
Katana Zero. Perfect fucking game. 2D, sure, it's simple. Mechanics are fine. I had no game-breaking issues. Made by 12 people.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 12 people. And supported by Devolver. Good music, good feel, nothing problematic. I switch over to Dauntless, which is another indie title, but it's 3D. Fell through the world. I kind of clipped through this little tiny bit of rock and grass, and I fell through. It put me right back up. It put me right back up at the where I initially fell through. I'm like, okay, so it fixed itself, so it's not game breaking.
Yeah.
But it threw me out for the minute.
I mean, hell, last night I was playing Sleeping Dogs.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Playing Mahjong poker, just trying to make some cash for the guy for my character, and it had a glitch where every time I discarded a tile, I got the tile directly back on the next turn. So I lost like 5 games in a row.
Huh.
But it got past it, and I started winning because I know how to play poker.
I don't know how to play Mahjong poker.
It's basically the same thing.
Is it?
It's straights and like 2 of kind, 3 of kind, 4 of kind. It's practically the same thing. You don't have aces and stuff like that. It's more 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I was irritated, but I wasn't like, oh, fuck this game, irritated, like most people get when these things happen.
Yeah.
So I'm going to burn through some of these smaller things really quick.
Go for it.
So Assassin's Creed, we talked about this last week because of the Notre Dame fire. They put up Unity for free on PC.
For free. I picked it up myself.
3 million downloads.
Yeah, and I'm one of them.
I
don't know when I'll get a chance. I'll probably try and play it on Sunday. I have Assassin's Creed 2, 3, and Brotherhood downloaded. So I'm going to try and either do that or maybe Batman.
I own a mixture of
If-
the entire franchise except Odyssey, between digital and physical copy.
If I had to play either Batman, the Arkham series, or Assassin's Creed, which one would you say I should play?
Which one are you starting with in Assassin's Creed?
2.
Like Assassin's Creed 2?
2. With Ezio Auditore.
Okay, so Ezio's game was fun.
But which one? If I had to pick one series to go through right now, which one would you tell me to go through? Let's go with that.
I would say Batman because it's a shorter series.
Okay.
And I would say Batman because I enjoyed it more because while Ezio's game is good, Unity had its downside, Syndicate had its downside, and Origins was crap.
Okay, I will take that as is, and I will play Batman Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and I think I have Arkham Knight. So I would
do Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Origins. Origins is a really good game.
I don't have Origins.
You can borrow it from me.
I will borrow it from you.
I have it physical copy and it's backwards compatible for the Xbox.
Hell yeah.
It's really enjoyable.
Okay, so that just defined my Sunday then. And I have something to do on Sunday.
So
and I might stream it. Hun.
Here's a weird one for Netflix. The Hateful Eight is on Netflix. Tarantino's second Western. Okay, cool. It was a good movie. They did the extended edition, so it's 20 minutes longer. So we get to see stuff I didn't get to see the first time I watched it. Cool. Netflix decided since it's longer, we're going to break it into 4 parts as a series for the streaming service. Why? I don't understand what the thought process is here. It's just a fucking movie. Just put it up. So I know they're not going to get Endgame, but if they did get Endgame, would they break that into fucking 4 parts?
It's 3 hours long.
Like, are you going to break Scarface into 4 parts? Are you going to break fucking Godfather into 4 parts?
I mean, it's 3 parts, isn't it?
Godfather's 3 movies.
Yeah, I know.
They call them like part 1, part 2, part 3.
I know, that's what I was getting at.
But, I mean, honestly, don't watch 3. I don't like Godfather 3. I don't know anybody that does.
I don't know. I've watched them ages ago, so I don't remember them too much, but I do remember some of the major scenes. Like
Godfather 3 was so bad that the company that made the Godfather games went, yeah, we're not doing 3.
Okay.
They made 1 and 2 and just never did 3.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Detective Conan, I don't know it.
I recommended it to you.
But it's about to get its 24th movie. It's confirmed for a 2020 release.
I mean, if you like Sherlock Holmes and the way that Sherlock Holmes...
Is this the one where the guy's in the kid's body?
He reverts back to a childish because of a certain poison that hits him weird. And he is in a child's body and then has to handle a lower tier detective, knock him out and basically mask his voice.
Gotcha.
And I'm like, eh. And then later on in the seasons, spoilers, for those who don't really know, he kind of grows into his own character and says, oh wait, I'm actually that person. I'm a good detective now. You know, you can trust everything I say because you knew me as the junior detective.
Okay. Nintendo said that while we are always working on new hardware, we do not have any new hardware to show for the Switch at E3. And I'm not mad at that.
I'm not either. I'm okay with it because, I mean, at least they're giving us updates unlike the PS5, which has guess specs.
Because PlayStation is PlayStation.
I mean, yeah. I used to love you, Sony.
I've literally got back to making DVD players.
I've literally got a tattoo of one of your major titles on my arm as a memorial to a friend, and I'm looking at it weird. Don't make me do that.
So, Rise of Skywalker dropped its teaser, which we knew about. 111 million views in 24 hours. I think people were a little hyped for the final of the trilogy.
I think they are a little bit out there, and they're already saying no spoilers, and it's like, the movie comes out in November, chill.
I mean, to be honest, though, I only got one spoiler for The Last Jedi, and it's because I read an article that said spoilers, and I went, nah, fuck it. Because I really wanted to read the article.
Yeah,
so that was on me.
I mean, I guess Star Wars fans does it a little more closer to the chest. We need to watch.
Did you
Rogue
see
One.
Force Awakens?
I know.
Okay.
We need to watch Rogue. I had mentioned
a character. Spoilers, and I'm not going to be direct with you about what it is. A character dies in that one.
Okay.
There was news reports about a guy that came walking out of the theater, walked past a line of people that were waiting to go in to see this movie, and went, "Son such dies." They beat his ass, and the cops let them still see the movie because they're like, "We fully understand." Yeah. Like, why do people enjoy doing this? I don't get it.
They get that rise out of people. People enjoy getting rises out of other people. It is just the central faction
we pick on each other, but I'm never gonna fucking try and ruin something for you.
No, and you're like, do you care about this? And
Yeah.
I'm like, not really. And then you're like, well, okay, this is, and you give me the low end. You don't give me the full story. You just give me the low end. And you say, if you,
I don't come to you and go, oh, Han fucks Chewie. He doesn't.
I mean, it's a long trip. Are you sure?
They have, as long as the warp drive's working, they're fine.
Warp drive fails one night.
So here's another one for Netflix. Designated Survivor, Kiefer Sutherland's show, is getting its 3rd season, but it's getting on Netflix. I didn't know this was even going to be a thing.
I didn't either.
I like Kiefer Sutherland. I like the concept of the show. I haven't really watched the show.
I like Sutherland as Big Boss when he played it in Phantom Pain. Real talk. He does a pretty good voice that goes right alongside David Hayter. And I like David Hayter as the OG, but when you're playing someone who is supposed to be like, but isn't exactly like, that it gets a thumbs up from me.
Yeah.
I do enjoy his voice. I do enjoy him as a person. I did enjoy that they chose his face.
You're eating maggots, Michael.
You're eating maggots, Michael.
Devil May Cry 5, so far, is what they're saying, has no DLCs in the works. Which,
I mean,
I'm fine. That means the game's finished. That means we're getting the game.
I mean, yeah, the game is pretty good, and also critical mode was already added. So Dante Must Die mode. No, they changed it. They changed it to something else for this new one. But it's like heaven or hell, where one hit kills enemies, one hit kills you, and I'm like, and bosses are just as hard.
This one I thought was just kind of a cool thing, and I'm burning through these pretty quick because we want to wrap this up soon. Star Trek is getting a animated series. It'll be a new CG animation. It's going to be over at Nickelodeon, working with CBS. So it'll still be connected to the whole ever-growing Star Trek universe. But I really like the concept that it's a group of lawless teens who discover a derelict Starfleet ship and use it to go on adventures, find meaning, and stuff like that.
Now, real talk, that sounds cool for someone who wants to get into Star Trek like me.
I
I've seen maybe 3 episodes of Deep Space Nine.
Honestly, I think we should sit down and watch
Next Generation. And yeah, I would like to see the new movies.
We should start with the new movies. Because I think your issue watching the original 3 seasons of the original show is going to be the fact that they're old and Shatner is very Shatner in it.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. They're enjoyable.
Con!
That's not even in the seasons. That's one of the movies.
I know.
But it's just, you got to go in with a certain understanding. So my last big news story, and this one's big. Right?
Oh.
Not big in the fact that it's like, oh my god, big. Well, that's kind of big. But in the fact that I got a lot of information on it.
Okay.
So the former BioWare creative director, his name is James O'Holland. He worked on Knights of the Old Republic, Neverwinter Nights, Jade Empire, Dragon Age Origins.
Very good games.
Baldur's Gate series. He did all kinds of stuff over at BioWare. He was there for 22 years.
Okay.
He left. He was like, I'm done. And he moved on.
Well, good retirement.
Except he's not retired because now Wizards of the Coast offered him a job.
Oh, snap.
He's going to be running their new studio set in Austin, Texas.
Now, Wizards of the Coast, they own a lot of things. D&D, Magic the Gathering. They have a little bit of a stake in the Tomb of Annihilation.
I'm pretty sure they put a tracker on, what's his name from Critical Role?
Mercer?
DM. Yeah, Mercer. They probably have a tracker on him going, where is he at all times?
We need his voice.
He's got a few quotes here. These are pulled from an interview he did. So I had a pretty well turned down most opportunities for interviews to get back into the industry. But I talked with Wizards of the Coast president Chris Cox, and he gave me a scenario that was very intriguing and interesting. So I flew up to Seattle and sat down with Wizards of the Coast for 6 hours of interviews. He told this to Game Industry Biz. It was like a scene out of The Godfather, which we were just talking about. It was like a scene out of The Godfather where it was an offer that was too good to refuse. He goes on to talk about the fact that he has a long history of doing things with Dungeons and Dragons because of the stuff that they had done with BioWare. And the fact that he's also played the game since he was 8 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I'm liking all the publicity that Dungeons and Dragons is getting right now.
Yeah. He goes on to say, I think it's more personal than the projects I was working on the latter half of my career over at BioWare and EA. The projects in the early days of BioWare were very personal to me. D&D having been such a big part of my life since I was 8 years old. Baldur's Gate games are very personal to me. And the Star Wars is another thing I love.
Yeah.
So I think that this might mean the Coast is looking at possibly, pure speculation at this point, possibly looking into games. And I don't mean the games they currently do, because they do games. They do board games.
But they have to outsource as far as publisher for those.
Yeah, they've always outsourced everything.
So having them come out with something, I'm excited. I'm very.
And I mean, let's be honest. This guy was the head on some of the best games BioWare put out.
Yeah,
not all the best games, but some.
I mean, KOTOR is.
KOTOR is amazing. Baldur's Gate, I've heard nothing but great things about. I never actually played it.
I might be able to get it running on this PC.
I feel like I skipped one news story, so I'm going to double check on that for a second.
Got it.
This also is going to bring jobs to Austin, Texas for people who are looking to do whatever this company launches. I feel like one of the big problems with gaming companies and talent and whatnot is, hey, if I want to work for a game company, I've got to move to LA, Seattle,
or
Maryland.
Oh no. There is 2K games out here in Vegas.
Which is just testing.
Testing and minor bug fixing.
But even so, we have 2K games and nothing else. The Konami building out here is for the slot machines. We don't actually have Konami.
And did you hear that they're wanting to open up a pachinko parlor out here?
That's fine.
I'm not fine with that, because that means they're going to put the freaking Metal Gear Solid. They're going to put the Metal Gear Solid 3 one, and I'm going to get very pissy.
It's the voice actor for Snake still, though, right?
It is David. Well, no, it's the Japanese one.
Oh, is it the Japanese one?
Actually, I don't know.
If it is David, could you imagine walking through a casino and suddenly hearing his voice somewhere?
Oh,
if you lose, does the game scream Snake at you?
I think if you run out of balls, it does do that.
Snake!
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to go and read the back of a different machine to get the code.
That would actually be kind of cool, but no, it's just the scenes of it. Yeah. There's nothing too major of it, but
that's like any slot machine.
I would love it, but I would hate it at the same time, because that's what Konami has evolved into. Konami is no longer making games.
Yeah.
They are confirmed on that.
But
they are doing mobile games and they are doing pachinkos.
My point is we have no other game developers out here. If we do, they're indie companies I've never heard of.
Hang on. I think there might be one more, because I believe I applied for another QA. Video game companies in Vegas. Metal Gear. Oh God. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're looking at a list of these are all indies. These are all independents.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with independent companies.
Take-Two. Okay, wait. There's Take-Two, even though they're owned by 2K, but even still. Yeah, you can stay away from me. 2K, Boyd Gaming.
Boyd is the slot machines.
You are correct. Oh, for the people who do not know.
Our other slot machine company, IGT, actually moved their main manufacturer out to Reno, so now we just have all the corporate shit for IGT.
Yeah. Okay. I should have sworn there was one more. I don't know why, but I had it.
My point is, I'm not moving to LA. I would say Seattle wouldn't be bad, but I'm not moving to Seattle. I'm not moving to Maryland to work for these game companies. I'm not moving to New York. Hell, most of them are set in LA, and I just do not want to live in LA.
Yeah,
it's not something I'm looking to do.
Yeah, that's indie.
So, and I'm not saying I wouldn't want to work for an indie company either, because could you imagine being on the ground floor of an indie company and taking it to the
top? Yeah, I mean, that's what Devolver kind of did with Hotline Miami. That was one.
They all start somewhere.
Yeah, they started out, and then they were like, okay, we've released a couple pretty okay games. Let's go ahead and start doing publishing. And now we have literally a lot from Devolver that they're only wanting games that have a lot of heart and passion behind it.
But it's crazy to me how many people I know out here that totally could be in this industry. Because while I dream of working in an industry like this, I honestly don't have the computer skills for it.
Yeah.
I would probably be looking for more something along the lines of testing or writing.
I would also do writing test. I've done QA before, so I wouldn't mind going back to it and fixing games that have heart behind it, because I don't want to work for a game company that has minimal heart behind it, that's just doing this just to make the money.
A lot of the game companies also have their major places being in Canada.
You're right. I wouldn't mind living in Canada.
EA has a lot of their stuff in Canada.
I would like living in Canada.
When Rob Dyrdek went to record his lines for Skate 2, he had to fly out to Canada to do it.
That's fun and fair.
So it's just I'm glad that we're kind of seeing something branch out, and it may not be a game. For all we know, this guy could be heading up some kind of book or television, or it could be anything. Honestly, it could be fucking coasters. For all we know.
Yeah.
But the concept of the fact that it could be
something big
moving to Austin, Texas, I'm happy for it.
I'm
happy for Texas. I hope it works out for him.
I hope so too. Look at these
the thing I'm not sure if I mentioned.
Go for it.
Did I mention the Disney trying to buy the Comcast?
You mentioned Hulu, but not Comcast.
Or not buying Comcast, buying Comcast's section of Hulu.
Yes.
Okay, so it was still on my list. I wasn't sure if I had mentioned it.
Yep.
Then in that case, all that's left is our discussion for today.
Which is?
So since we are hitting Endgame here real soon, we figured we would talk about favorite villain.
Now, of course, you talk to me.
We're talking Marvel.
Yeah, you're talking to me. So I've already got most of the Punisher set, and I'm like, he only deals with them a few times at most.
I mean, so you're having to go with probably Jigsaw because he makes more than one appearance.
He makes about 4 times before he finally gets the 2 in his head and calls it a day. You got Jigsaw, you've got Barracuda, who is one of the ones that stays the most. You've got the Russian, who is one of the main staples. You had mentioned him not too long ago.
I'm sorry, I'm still giggling about that.
You enjoy that scene way too much, don't you?
It's an amazing fight scene in the what's
Thomas
his name?
Jane.
Thomas Jane Punisher, where he fights Kevin Nash, who's the Punisher.
The Russian.
The Russian. I love going back and watching that scene. I already love the movie, but that scene itself is just so amazing to me.
Yeah.
And then there was a YouTube comment that said, in Soviet Russia, Waldo find you, and it killed me.
Yeah, because he was wearing a white and red striped shirt.
I was laughing so hard that I was starting to choke.
Yeah, it was a very good, well placed joke, and I was gritting my teeth, and I said, you can let me out here. Other than that, I would say probably Skrull. Super Skrull is up there. As far as others, I'm not a big fan of the major baddies. All of Spider-Man's are okay. Sandman, Mysterio, Doc Ock, even all iterations of Doc Ock. But nothing really heavy hand. Nothing
I find it interesting you skipped Green Goblin.
Green Goblin. A Hobgoblin would probably be more out there.
Voiced by Mark Hamill in one of the animated series.
Oh,
yeah, he did a pretty good job. Who do you think I'm gonna say? Because I'm curious.
For you, knowing you and you enjoy Spider-Man, and you are wearing a Spider-Man shirt
for that animated series I was just talking about.
For that animated series you were just talking about, I would say Kingpin. No. Mm-mm. It's got to be one of the major Spider-Man villains. So
it's not.
It's not.
No, I love them, but
it's not the one you're. It's not one of your favorites.
I'm gonna go with favorite.
Okay, favorite.
Now, are we sticking with Super Skrull and Jigsaw as yours?
We're gonna say Barracuda, Jigsaw, Skrull.
Okay. Why for each one?
Barracuda, just because he's very manipulative to everyone underneath him. He's very smart. He's very well organized, even though he comes off as very lovable, oddly enough. Jigsaw, just because he's ruthless. He will do anything he can just to make sure that he gets what he can out of it before his inevitable demise, but he's right behind it. Mama Nucci's probably right behind Jigsaw as far as because ruthless. One of her grandsons pisses on Frank Castle's wife and 2 children's graves, and that gets him. Mm-hmm. That gets him mad. And Mama Nucci's like, wait, you did what?
Very much the John Wick moment of whose car did you steal?
Yeah, whose dog did you kill? And so, I mean, that came first, so I'm pretty sure they took a few inspirations from that. And the last one of Super Skrull, because he's just so multifaceted, and he's just very fascinating of a character. He's just an interesting character that just keeps coming back and literally keeps coming back. Mm-hmm. He has different, what is it? Different test tube babies of himself, that kind of thing.
I don't remember.
Yeah, he has a bunch of...
The main thing being that he has the 4 powers of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
So you get a flaming rock fist that's stretching as it hits you. And sometimes it's invisible, so you don't get to see it coming.
Yeah. So I mean, it is of interest. It is of interest that Super Skrull is very technologically advanced as far as what powers he has. And he, at one time, gains another ability from Dr. Doom. and I don't recall which one it was, but he does have now a little bit more insight, and then.
Well, and even so, the success of the experiment that is Super Skrull actually leads to my second favorite event in Marvel, which is Secret Wars, where we found out Skrulls have been living among us disguised as even heroes. It's a huge thing. Yeah, we find out that there's certain heroes who actually have not been heroes for several years and have been Skrull disguised because the Skrulls finally learned how to map out not just looking, but having the powers as well.
Really?
Oh, it's an amazing event. I'll have you read it sometime. The problem is it was one of those events that was so big that it crossed over into every comic. So if you're reading the tie-ins, it got to the point where it's just like, holy crap, I can't believe I'm reading this because
there's like hundreds.
There was a Hercules tie-in because Hercules is a Marvel character also. And it was boring because the majority of the first issue is Hercules talking amongst himself and the other gods or whatever about whether or not they were going to get involved in this. And you're reading it in Hercules' speech. He's got that very
the old, papyrus script.
Yeah, he's got that script and the older way of speaking. It's just like, I gotta get past this. But then it's like the Fantastic Four one was amazing. The Skrulls go into the Baxter Building. Spoilers. The Skrulls go into the Baxter Building disguised as Sue and send the top couple floors into the negative zone with Johnny, the Thing, and Reed's kids in the building. And it's just the top couple floors stuck floating in the negative zone.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's a hell of an event.
Okay. Holy shit.
I do not have a trade of it, so you'll have to actually read the individual issues.
That's fine.
So mine is Victor Von Doom.
Okay. My
reasoning being...
okay, I can see it.
That while he's a bad guy, he is very much, I'm going to control shit. He's also got this level of, that's not good for us. I don't like that.
I don't like that. I'm going to fix it and rub your face in it.
Yeah, whether...
I can do it better than you, Reed.
Whether the heroes are standing on my side when I do it, I don't care.
Reed.
And then there's the fact that he's got fucking diplomatic immunity.
Oh, because he owns his own country?
He is the leader of Latveria. So it's like, he can come over here, fuck shit up, the Fantastic Four arrest him, or beat him up, and they're like, arrest him. And they're like, we can't.
And so he's like, goodbye.
All we can do is tell him go back to Latveria. And he gets to go back to Latveria and live in a big-ass fucking castle.
And make more shit.
Yep. I really enjoy him. In all forms, I think my least enjoyed form is probably him in the original 2 animated movies. Not original 2 because there's technically 1 before, but the animated movies was where Silver Surfer was the sequel. And even that version, I still enjoy him.
Animated or the live action?
The live action.
Okay, you said animated.
Did I?
Yes.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was like,
however, animated, he is in the Spider-Man and animated series, the one from the 90s that crossed over with the X-Men animated series. And he's there during the Secret Wars run, because there's been 2 Secret Wars in Marvel's history. And he ends up turning the race of aliens that he's into. He ends up basically making like a utopia, fixes his scars, and gives the Thing a ring that can make him human again. And kind of has a decent person moment.
Okay.
So he is a multi-layered villain that I just really love. But more than anything, it's the diplomatic immunity.
Okay. Is he your only one?
No, I like a lot of the villains. I think next I'll probably go with Green Goblin. He's a very, for DC fans, Lex Luthor-esque character. The big thing being you never know what Norman's thinking.
Because he I think that William Dafoe in the Sam Raimi films did a very good job.
Yes.
Albeit very, very high drama for what the character is, but at the same time, it portrayed it very well.
I think the big thing with Green Goblin is the fact that even when he's Norman Osborn, he's still very dangerous.
Oh yeah, because he owns a company that is in of itself dangerous.
Spoilers for anyone that's not there on the comics. These have been out for years. At one point, he becomes the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. At another point, he becomes... I think he might become president at one point. Another very Lex Luthor thing. And at one point, he becomes the head of a team of superheroes, I think. He can kind of just be like, yeah, go do my shit. I do believe while he's president, he basically goes and talks to 4 other people that are kind of shady, either good or bad. But they definitely blur the lines and basically makes a secret joint, almost mafia type thing with them to basically split up the country.
There was a cover that had someone wanting to kill Norman Osborn because he was president, and he was at like a campaign run. That's where I was like,
I'm pretty sure it was president. Yeah.
I was like, damn. And he's even worn Iron Patriot.
He is insanely dangerous.
He is insanely, yeah. Most of the villains in New York City are either thug or insanely smart.
Yeah.
Because you got Doc Ock, who kind of devolves after he gets his arms, his extra little claws.
He's still insanely smart. He just kind of goes a little cuckoo.
Yeah. Then you got Vulture, same thing.
Adrian Toomes.
Then you got Reptile, who made that.
Connors. Yeah,
smart, but turned awry.
It was more the transformation kind of fucked with his brain. He was never meant to be a bad guy.
Yeah. So then you got there's one more. Venom.
Eddie Brock.
Yeah. And then has to kind of say, okay, this is what I need to survive, and then
then you got Cletus Cassidy, who's absolutely just insane before the symbiote.
Yeah, so I mean, they're almost all of the Spider-Man villains in one way or another just had a happenstance
Except Rhino, he's pretty stupid.
He was pretty dumb, but then again, all he does is use his head to kind of knock things. Sandman, kind of.
Sandman, yeah, he's not stupid, but he wasn't like an insanely smart, rich
he was a thug.
Scientist.
He was a thug who knew how to handle street smarts over book smarts.
Yeah.
That would be about it as far as Spider-Man villain. I mean,
Kraven?
Kraven was just batshit insane to begin with. Because Kraven was just a hunter, and then he says, "Oh, this is another hunt I must go and get."
Morbius.
Same thing, but vampire.
Morbius actually isn't a vampire.
Well,
he isn't. He was
life sucker.
It was an experiment gone awry, basically.
Another one.
Yeah. So, a lot of Spider-Man stuff is based in science, not real science, but science for Marvel.
Yeah.
A lot of Marvel's based in science, actually. Mysterio is a special effects guy
who just wants something,
loses his job, kind of gets pushed out, and has to rob shit to make his money. Electro. That one's Electro.
That's Electro?
Yeah.
Okay.
That one, I would say, I don't really remember much about him. I think scientist.
Okay, so another scientist.
Shocker being scientist because he creates the shockwave things.
The 3D man.
Oh, he's definitely had some bad villains as well. Like,
oh my god, what is this?
I have no idea what that is. But he had like the human fly. That one was terrible.
That one's terrible. And then Kraven,
which I actually have the appearance of.
I have the trade of
Kraven's Final Hunt.
Kraven's Final Hunt. You talked me into buying that one and reading it. I did enjoy it. It was very emotional to see. Like, you don't get much Spider-Man in that entire thing. You get mostly Kraven devolving and going literally insane.
Martin Lee, Mr. Negative, being Mr. Negative, Martin Lee, bottom left corner.
Oh yeah. I actually know zero about this.
He's in the comics. The game's more brought him to fame recently.
So I've heard. I have seen him in the trailer. I just never had a chance to play the game. I'll need to borrow that.
He was on a slave boat or like something like that, and one of the few people to survive. He wasn't anybody special, but he kind of took up the Martin Lee aspect. It was a name he took from someone else and made Martin Lee this rich guy, and then started trying to take down other people.
I mean, so he's like an anti-hero, but at the same time a little bit crazy.
Oh, he bombs shit and kills civilians and stuff like that. He's not an anti-hero.
So for the worst good.
Kinda, yeah.
Oh god, I just brought up the Jamie.
I didn't hate it. It was an interesting take.
I mean, I still haven't seen the second one, so I guess I don't know. But
the real bad part of that movie is right next to it. Their goblin was terrible. But we should probably call it.
All right, we're gonna call it tonight.
Sorry, Scorpion. He is not very bright at all. He was this kind of goofy guy. J. Jonah Jameson put him in the suit. Paid scientists to make him buff and give him the suit and everything so that he could take out Spider-Man. But he went in a little nuts because he can't get out of the suit.
Oh, okay. So he's
Gargan. That's his name.
Okay, so he's just stuck in there, and
he goes. So he's gone a little nuts, and his main thing is he wants to kill Jonah for it. So
Okay. So we're going to call it on that. Remember, I'm going to be over at the Rio from 7 to 10 on the 26th, which is tomorrow from the time of recording this and the time that we're putting this up. Anything else to mention?
If you're listening to us through the link that we put out on our Facebook, our Twitter page, or that you've seen friends and family sharing, you can keep listening to us there. That's no problem. But don't forget, we are on iTunes.
We're on iTunes, Spotify, and we are also on...
We're having a little bit of an issue with Spotify, aren't we?
Nope, Spotify's fine.
Okay, Spotify's fine. We were on SoundCloud. We had to pull from there.
No. We're on one more thing. We're on one more thing.
We would like to say where anywhere podcasts can be found. Third over. There you go.
Yeah, soon we're gonna be on. iHeartRadio, which is gonna be nice.
We are currently on YouTube, but
that's it. YouTube. That was the one I wanted to mention.
But we kind of push for you guys to listen to us over at iTunes, or
if you happen,
if you want.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Spotify, YouTube. We've got the web player, the RSS feed. If there's anywhere else you guys would like to hear us,
we can try
any podcast app you like to use that we're not on, let us know and we'll look into it.
Yeah.
There's so many of them out there; it gets a little difficult keeping track.
Yeah, I mean we're trying to get everything.
Yes.
Right now, I'm as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to try and get us on iHeartRadio.
No, we should have hit the mark by now, right?
Yep.
Cool. All right, guys. Thanks. Don't forget to check out our links in the description for Loot Crate and Tokyo Treat.
And even a Patreon if you happen to just want to support us directly.
Yeah, give us your money and we'll give you nothing back.
No, we're gonna give you some premium content. We do have ideas. It's just we need help.
Yeah.
Money. I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat it. Money is starting to get a little bit hectic of a thing to hang on to. As far as like we're needing to scrap up just so that way we can go and see Captain Marvel and Endgame. And I don't want to live like that, and we just want to accomplish things to help entertain you guys.
Yeah, and right now we're both working full time, so we would be able to adjust that a little bit with a bit more of an income.
That too.
I mean, even if you want to support us in the way of the Loot Crate and the Tokyo Treat, that helps as well.
Yeah, and they're good boxes.
Yeah, they're enjoyable.
Yeah,
I look forward to my Loot Crate every month.
Every single month. As for me, I had to stop just because funding.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.
Bye-bye.